All views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily reflect those of any sponsors or affiliates. Any discussion of alleged events or crimes is opinion only and not verified fact. Content is for information and entertainment purposes only. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 23 of the Billy Joe podcast. I'm your co-host Joe.
And I'm Billy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for another one. Again, a massive shout out to Mic'd Up, our partners. Absolutely stoked to be in here week in, week out. Billy, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, bro. How was your day?
Yeah, it's busy.
What did you get up to?
Busy, mate. Working like a dog.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you where I was today.
Tell me.
I think I did tell you, but I'll let the viewers know anyway.
Where? Did you tell me?
I think I did during the day. I was in Muswellbrook in the morning. Went to Newcastle in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, no. I didn't know about Muswellbrook. I knew about Newcastle.
I was in Muswellbrook in the morning. Then I ended up in Newcastle in the Arvo. Then I ended up back home by 2 o'clock.
Because I don't know how you do it, yeah? Because I'll drive from like Greystanes to Bankstown.
Yeah.
And I need to pull over for a fucking 15-minute nap.
Bro, it's therapy, cuz.
I hate driving, bro.
Oh, but when your truck's your office.
True.
You get your shit done. Like your stuff done. It's you want silence, you got silence. You want to listen to potties, you listen to potties. I think I'm so educated in podcasts, bro.
You want to listen to the Billy Joe podcast?
I actually do, bro.
You want to listen?
I actually do. I do when I'm on the way to work and stuff, and when I'm at work. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
good
Crazy.
colour. But yeah, good day.
Well, guys, for our next guest, back in the day when you used to think of a crazy left foot step, who do you think of, Bill?
Crazy. I think Carmichael Hunt.
You think Carmichael Hunt?
Yeah, well, that's the first name that came to my mind.
Go back to the 90s. Left foot step. One of the greatest.
I only started watching footy in the early 2000s.
Okay, I keep forgetting your age. Anyway, back to our next guest. When I think a left foot step,
Yep.
I think Brad Fittler.
Oh, bro. Yes.
Come on, man.
90, but fuck, he was playing when I was playing.
You're letting me down there.
Sorry, bro. Shouts, Freddie.
This man, let me tell you, he would snap your ankles. He was devastating on the football field. His career now, he's making waves in the school grounds, looking after our children. It's none other than Ali Kourouhe.
Hello, boys.
Ali,
Welcome, bro.
Thank you. What an intro.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
I try.
He gets better week by week,
I
bro.
remember the left foot step stopped working.
I
when
tried.
played Joey.
Oh, did it?
I'd step straight into him.
Let me tell ya, so obviously we're going to get to know Ali. Ali played for Greenacre. That's how I met Ali. So I played for St. John's, and we had this rivalry.
I was going to say he's a local rival.
Yeah, mate, massive rivalry.
Yeah.
And in our sheds,
Mm.
he was the only person we spoke about.
Oh, that guy.
He was the guy.
You're him.
He was him.
He's him, yeah.
So if you stop Ali, you stop Greenacre. That's the way it went down.
What position are you, Ali?
Played number 6.
Oh,
Biggest number 6.
Yeah, mate. And what a
beautiful.
what a half.
Mad.
At the Dogs, if my memory serves me correctly, obviously because we had Trent Cutler and Matt Lamb in the halves, you played second row.
Yeah.
So in the first year Dogs together, we were the second row pairing.
And Joey was a centre. I was a 6.
Yeah.
Playing back row.
They put us in the back
And
row.
they put us in the back row. Yeah.
Well, at least
It's like getting a washing machine to do dishes.
I love that one. I love it.
I was going to say, yeah, bro, it's so true, eh?
Yeah, but
You know.
look, again, to sort of cater for those positions, because in the centres, who did you have? Who were my opposition centres? Cameron Phelps
Wow.
and none other than Travis Robinson.
Right.
And Robbo's dad, as you know, was one of the legends in the 80s.
We're not talking about Travis the Twins, the Reece Robinson.
No.
Jeff Robinson, that played for the Dogs in the 80s.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, his son.
His son.
His
His son.
Oh,
God rest his soul. Jeff
Yeah,
passed away recently. He was a good man. Ali,
Tell me.
you tell me, or you tell us. Wait, before we start, Ali, I love him, man. I love him. Please grab that gift you've bought us. Ali's walked in with a trophy that's got a mic sitting on top.
The golden mic, as you guys are the OGs.
With
You want to read it, Ben?
Yeah, bro, bro, thank you so much. What a gift. All right, guys, so it's brought us in a trophy. Podcast of the Year 2025, the Billy Joe Podcast.
mate.
I went off a little bit early, but I think
Cuz I was going to say, yeah, thanks,
some big things coming. And
thanks, bro. Thank you so much. I mean, how good's that, Joe?
Self-proclaimed, but bro, you don't understand what this means to us, eh?
Right.
This is bro. Thank you, and let me tell you, it is gonna make its way with us to the top.
It is, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna put it right here for now.
Let's do it.
do you remember the Footy Show had a couple of items? I don't remember what they were exactly, but they were things like that they had in their first season. And every time they improved their set, they moved them and they kept
They kept them there.
Kept
The
on
only-
the show,
yeah, 100%.
Show?
Yeah,
There's things like that. So
absolutely, bro. Well, that's the first one to our
First
list,
of
bro.
all, God willing, bro. Thank you so much.
it'll be full soon, boys and Charlotte.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
man.
bro. Appreciate you. So, Ali, talk to us, man. Let's start off early. I don't want to talk too much about you and I,
Yep.
right? Because there's a lot in the back end that we want to get to. And you'll soon realize, sorry, Dan, can I just get the time up, my bro? You'll soon realize
It'll be 2 hours before we know it.
before you
Oh,
know it,
bro.
bro.
Isn't it in my contract? It said it was a 7-part series. So
Mate, you are more than welcome.
Hello, Sala, bro.
But you have a great story, a very powerful one, and I just want to make sure we do our followers justice
Yep.
and really get it across. I don't want to keep making that mistake where we sort of get fluffy for an hour and then really hit home
Yeah, at the end.
right at the end. So talk to us a bit at the start. We've spoken Greenacre.
So I was born in Greenacre.
Yep.
Played for the original Greenacre Grasshoppers. Now they're the Tigers. Played until they were the Grasshoppers finished. So played from when I was 4 years old till I was 18. And in that time, played development, Maddie's ball for the Dogs.
Yep.
My family moved to Hurstville when I was about 15. So my last couple of years at Greenacre. And just kept playing for the club till I finished school. And then from Hurstville, just obviously got into the senior ages.
Yeah.
I'd left the Dogs in under 18s and went to the Dragons for a better opportunity, and did my knee. So ended up being a catch-22 as I'm a Dragons supporter too, Joey.
Yeah.
Feeling jealous of it.
Really, 100%.
I still respect you, bro.
So, yeah, just moved to Hurstville, lived in Hurstville till I got married, and now live with my beautiful wife and lovely children in Sanssouci.
How many kids?
Three children, 2 girls, 11, 9, and a little boy who's almost 5.
God bless, bro. God bless.
That's awesome, bro.
We've touched base, as you've probably seen on our past episodes, where I speak about the Dogs and how they treat their juniors.
Yep.
Can you please either, and again, Ali, what I love about us is, and we said it before, we can be raw. Say it how it is. You're not obligated to agree with me with anything that I say.
Yeah.
Do you agree with what was said? If you do, why? And if you don't agree, why?
To an extent, I agree. My experience was slightly different, and I felt like I had an opportunity to be better. But my journey, and we believe I'm a man of faith, that everything is written, and my path wasn't meant to be in that scene for good reason.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously touch on it later. I played for Greenacre, and there was 4 good teams. There was Milpera, Chester Hill, St John's, and Greenacre in our division,
Yeah.
from under 12s all the way
to that
through.
teams,
Teams, right?
They're the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And Milpera always had 9 or 10 rep players in the dog system.
Were they that strong back then?
Yeah, they had most of them.
Yeah.
Chester Hill had 6 or 7. St John's had 4 or 5, and Greenacre had 1. And it was always
Ali.
1.
They knew the one.
And we used to make the grand final every second year, but we had 1 player, and it was frustrating because the boys that helped us get there never got the recognition they deserved.
Yeah.
In a way, rightfully so, because the guys that have been there and done that were amazing, but there was still an opportunity to bring them in. So I think in under 18s in SG Ball, one of the years, 3 or 4 boys made it as well, and got
From
through.
Greenacre?
From Greenacre, but got cut. None of them made the actual squad.
Wow.
From my experience, like we had a joke about before, I played 5'8" my whole life, and I believe I was good at reading a game and managing a game. Even though I was a big boy, I could kick, I could run, I could putt, I could do anything you wanted me to do,
Yep.
and I was pretty fast. And if a game needed 10 points in the last 10 minutes, I was good at managing the situation most of the time. So sometimes you didn't come up trumps, other times you did. When we got to Canterbury, we didn't even get a chance. I never wore the number 6 or 7 jersey ever. And we didn't get we didn't try. We got selected from development and Harold Matts and ball pretty much because it was automatic. There was only a small pool. My first season I actually played lock. And what you may not know, I actually made Parramatta Harold Matts as well the same year.
Oh, really? What year are we talking? What year is this?
It was 1999 or 2000. I think it was 2000.
You would have some boys in that team.
Yeah, so the first graders you mentioned, Corey Payne, Cutler, Phelpsy, Jared Hickey, before they bought all the other guys.
Sonny Bill.
Sonny Bill came that year. The next year, I think, 2 or something like that. But in our first year of SG ball, we were just local juniors.
Yep.
And there's about 4 or 5 boys that went through and made it. Phelpsy, Corey, Trent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'll just lost my train of thought. We were in that era where we were playing local juniors.
You were lock. You said they put you a lock.
I played a lock, but when I made Parramatta, sorry, that's where I was. When I made Parramatta, I had one of our team managers. He had a mate that was in the system and saw me play for Greenacre and heard about how the Dogs treated us and said, come to Para. I actually lied to Canterbury and said, I'm going to my grandparents' farm when they had a farm in Narrabri, northwest of
You tell me.
New South Wales, yeah. So I said, I'm going there for 3 months. I won't be able to train before Christmas. And my thought was I'd go and train for Para. If I liked it, I'd stay. If I didn't, I'd come back to the Dogs.
So we with Para, were you signing with?
I made it in the Harold Matt system. I went to the trial, open trial, got picked, made the training squad 35, and got cut down to 22. But what happens, and I didn't know, is every club gets a list of who made each team.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fuck.
And at the time, my dad was the president of Greenacre Junior Rugby League Club. So he gets we're in Nelson's Bay. Dad gets a Christmas time.
As all the Lebanese are?
Paul Ticehurst.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. You know, what's going on? We saw that. And back then they used to call me Alan because it was so hard saying Ali, so they had to make it a bit.
Yeah, so hard. So.
At the water a bit.
Hey, it was that hard to say. We had to add letters to make the name longer.
It's fuck. Oh. I heard it all, said it all, bro.
So,
Yes, Alan, continue.
So Ticehurst would ring my dad. And I mean, he rang him like 100 times on his holiday in a week.
Yeah.
We want him to come and play. What's going on? We want him to come. We want him to come. Now, back then, Lebanese, pride, you know, doing what's right, whatever. I should have stayed at Parramatta.
Mm.
I was in the team. I was a back row centre. They loved the way I played. Everything was good. Because of my dad and his position and the situation, and it was Parramatta was far. We lived in Greenacre.
Yeah. You would have been training at my school.
Yeah.
Parramatta Morris.
We were.
Yeah, the top field.
And at Canterbury, we never did weights. Parramatta, we did weights 3 days a week.
Did you go to a little gym on the top of the sport?
Yeah, professional. Like they'd feed you after training. They gave all the gear. Canterbury would give us 2 Sports Factory singlets.
Oh, no, bro. It's different, bro.
Yeah, so true.
So
that bad, huh?
I went through, and long story short, I went back to Canterbury and said, I'll go to Canterbury. And the Parramatta guy was pretty good. He said, just come back next year. Go do what you have to do.
Do you remember his name?
His name was
Sully?
Michael something. No, Michael. He played juniors and played grade, but did a nerve in his neck and then worked for the club. Mick something.
Anyway, we'll get back.
Nah, hang on a second. Was he bald?
No, he had like blonde.
Not Vella.
No, it wasn't Mick Vella.
No, okay.
Played at Barrow like that.
Yeah.
Didn't play first grade.
Okay, yeah.
Got to reserve grade and then hurt his neck.
Yeah.
Went back to Dogs, started at lock. Corey Payne wasn't there beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I started at lock, played 2 or 3 games. We won 1, we drew 1, we lost 1. Like we were pretty middle. And then I moved from lock to back row. By the end of the season, I was playing prop. And I'd never played a game of prop. And I was big enough. Look, don't get me wrong. I was 80 kilos as a 16-year-old. Like I was big enough to play prop.
Yeah.
But I had footwork and I had ball.
Yeah, of course.
And that was taken away from me. So I wasn't, they said just run. And I wasn't an aggressive player in terms of run up, smash someone, get in his face, scream. Like I wasn't that type of player.
Yeah. You weren't a meathead. Respectfully, you weren't a
I
meathead.
just didn't enjoy playing like that. So when I started playing like that, I just kept getting injured. Just do my ankle, do my knee, do my shoulder, like whatever. It was always an injury because it wasn't what I was accustomed to. And I'd see things in games where I got frustrated because Trent would do something, and he was a mad player. He played first grade. Like, I can't say I was better than him, but like they do things in games.
Yeah, but sorry, Ali, let me stop you, bro. He was a halfback his whole life. Yeah?
Cutler?
Yeah. Halfback. Go to the stats, jump on Google.
I can tell you.
The guy was on the wing.
It was on the wing for the Dogs. 04, 05.
So,
yeah, 06. It was small, yeah? It wasn't that big.
What do you mean, cuz? He was fucking 75 kilos.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It wasn't.
But did he did he earn his stripes because he was a gun player, or did they try to find room just to give him his start?
Because the surname.
So this is what the Bulldogs fans get really mixed up, because they hear the notion, Ali, family club.
And that's what they mean by family club. Your
Yep.
uncle played, so you'll play. Your dad played.
Your
We had-
father-in-law played, and that's what Peter Moore
yeah,
was.
that's what
His
Peter
father-in-law
Moore
had
was.
4 players: Chris Anderson, Steve Folkes. They married his daughters, and then from their sons,
Like a big
son-in-law,
family tree.
and they used to run every position in the club.
That's what they meant by family club.
Remember when you asked me that question? And you got to me, what do
Yeah.
you think a family club is?
I stitched him up
Big
because
club.
obviously he didn't know the history,
Yeah,
right?
every
I-
club has
I
family.
knew
aspirations.
the families and the players, but I
he-
didn't
with
know.
him, family's like, nah, players are tight. The coach, there's this camaraderie, and
Yeah.
he gave the right answer to what a family should be. And I got him, yeah, brother, but that's not what the Dogs mean when they say family club. When they say family club, it was Bullfrog.
Incest.
Literally,
Bullfrog.
Yeah.
Bullfrog was the godfather.
Yep.
Yeah, and his daughter had married this son, and then that
Anderson
brother had
coach,
married
Barry.
that sister. And then you had the Hughes brothers, all 3 of them playing. Then you had the Mortimer brother. That's what they mean by family. So,
Even within the family, is it?
Trent, who his father Stan
Yeah.
played in the 80s. Sorry, bro, he didn't warrant a first grade appearance.
He actually played in the World Club Challenge, cuz they flew him to Leeds with to play for Leeds.
Please,
I remember this.
Please.
I remember. Now that you're saying this, I'm
Know that.
finding out, bro. Yeah.
I'll believe him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's our day. Hey,
I'm all right.
David Middleton.
ladies,
Billy Middleton.
Billy Middleton, bro.
ladies and gentlemen, we have Billy Middleton of the show.
I know it all, man. Augie, no idea. I'll tell you that.
Anyway, go on, Ali. Yeah.
Frustrations with seeing things and go, man, give me a go. Like, we're losing games where we drew with Penrith, I think, once, and you think, like, I'd love to just have a crack at too wide of the ruck and just go. So we finished that season. We made the quarterfinals against Penrith. We finished 8th, I think they finished, or 6th or something, and they knocked us out. The next year we played SG Ball. We actually ran last because it was local juniors only, and we just didn't have any talent. I remember we played Parramatta and Newcastle that year. We lost by 60 points to Parramatta, 70 points to Newcastle.
Well,
And they were stacked.
Yeah.
So Parramatta was the Michael Witt era. Like, they had
Yeah.
Strange. Newcastle was, I don't think it was Badiris. I think it was just after his time, but it was like those guys just after them. Maybe Stimson or
Who was that halfback that got
steroids?
yeah
Jared Mullen.
Mullen?
No, he was a bit,
No, he was
bit younger.
younger.
He was a bit young. He's a couple years older than me.
But it was in between that era, like when just after they won the premierships, like around.
Like the Kwili Uwate era and all that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Killer wasn't a junior from Newcastle, I don't think.
He's from somewhere. Where's he from?
He was Fijian, but I don't know where he came from. Somewhere
I
else.
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just seen this year after year, and then I thought, how good's this? I started a few games in that SG Ball era, and then I thought, all these guys are moving on to 18 because they're too old, so I should be a starter in this next year. And then we rock up to training week 1, and there's 12 new players from Queensland and New Zealand. Sonny, Nate Miles, Roy's brother, Edwin,
Any
like all these guys.
That is a good point.
All these other guys that had come down, Trevor Bowman, and they signed this Indigenous kid from North Queensland who was dead set. Jonathan Thurston was in flag. He was in ball for $50,000 a year for 3 years as a 17-year-old
Playing ball.
playing ball. Trevor Bowman. He was a gun. He could kick a 40-20 with his eyes closed.
Paul Bowman from the Cowboys, the center,
yeah.
his younger brother.
Oh, he had a good career there. But yeah.
Trevor's head just wasn't, and he kept punching on with Thurston. So he had about 3 or 4 altercations with Thurston that year.
At training and stuff.
Just everywhere. They'd go out, whatever.
Yeah, get on.
Thurston will be a bit more important.
Yeah,
So they ended up, I think he played another year. Played the year of flag when you won it.
yeah.
And
And then they shafted him.
But he was tested for big things. But Sonny came, and I played lock, right? So Corey Payne and Sonny Bill were my alternates.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this idiot from New Zealand? Like, I knew he was good, but I just talked Sonny Bill.
So you heard the talk. You heard.
Yeah.
You heard the hype.
He used to froth when he used to see Sonny because he trained with Flag and come down and look, he hit me at training a couple of times with the pads. Like,
Sonny.
man, he could play.
Yeah.
And we knew it.
Yeah.
And the day I knew he could play, I did my ankle and I was out. I think it was the first game we played Illawarra, a trial game maybe. We played Illawarra in the trial. They had Justin Paul and Ashton Sims as their props. Australian schoolboys.
Yeah, bro.
Everyone's.
Because I love
This guy's me.
Yeah, but remember outside, we were saying how I didn't know. I didn't give a fuck about who we played. I didn't know who was who. Bro, you're telling me we played against Justin Paul
Ashton Sims.
and Ashton Sims.
And it gets better. So
I can tell you that, Joey. I can tell you who you played against. You probably don't even know.
it was actually the first game of the season, right? And we're playing them at Belmore.
Yep.
And I was sitting in the grandstand with my mate because I'd done my ankles
Yeah,
for
yeah.
5 weeks. They were coming first, hadn't lost, and we were coming. I think we hadn't won. We drew one game and lost or something. They kicked off. Sonny Bill caught the ball to kick off with his
Long hair, yeah.
Is this leg or ball?
This is
Nah,
Yep.
ball.
his first or second game for the Dogs. Like first game,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
ran straight through them like turnstiles. Those two blokes, and ran 100 meters and scored a try.
And these two boys are Australian schoolboy front rowers.
And this was probably the time when your brother said this kid's gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
around the same because we were both probably in the grandstand with different injuries.
You know what? I
You
was.
said that. So
So I had a broken
You told me this too.
I had a broken
Yeah,
bone
probably-
in my head.
the other day.
Yeah.
So it was probably the same time because we.
Yeah.
I only played 2 or 3 games that year because I was injured.
Full context, full context. You're playing SG ball, which is the highest level for
18s.
under 18, for the highest level, the under 18s.
Correct.
Ashton Sims and Justin Paul are the two starting front rowers
For Illawarra.
for Illawarra in the under 18s. And you're telling me Sonny Bill Williams just pretty much walked through him and put him to a turnstile.
The kick off.
Yeah.
At lock, he was playing lock. Ran straight through him. Turnstile. Scored.
It looked like it wasn't even
We
drawing.
lost that game 32-4, 32-8.
They smacked us.
Yeah.
So then, do you remember what happened in the semi?
I was getting to that. So Nate Miles got injured as well that year, and he didn't play many games. And he was fat when he came down to because he was just lazy and
Yeah.
when he got injured, he did this stair thing. They had this stair climber in the thing, so you could do bike, rower, and Gary would just go keep it over 100 like RPM.
Gary Carter?
Just flog you, right?
Yeah.
Gary
Not
Carter,
allowed to breathe.
Well-
Like you said, bins, whatever. Like it was just, and I hated being injured because
you
you
get
had to work
flogged.
harder.
Yeah.
And pre-season was finished. I just wanted to play. So Nate Miles was with me in the injury thing because I was ankle. He was whatever he was, and he lost 15 kilos or something, and came back after 3 or 4 rounds and just was eating people.
Yeah.
And you're like, he was gone from a fringe player to like he came of age.
Because he dropped that weight during his
Dropped
injury,
away, and he just
training hard.
why they picked him. That's what
Yeah.
he got picked for. So he was fit. Sonny was fit. But just before that, we played our last trial against Parramatta at Cabramatta's home ground.
Yeah, Cabra Sports.
I don't know if you remember this. We got to the game, and I was on the bench. Everyone was playing. I think everyone was fit. Sonny and those boys came late to the game. They went out the night before, and they came late to the game. Andy Patmore came up to me and said, "Sonny's not here. You're going to start a lock." And I was like,
He didn't rock up to the game.
"No, he came, but he came late." So they got there 10 minutes before kickoff or something.
Wow.
So we'd warmed up. They weren't there. It was him and 2 others. I don't know. But I remember he wasn't there.
Bro, I just got a flashback. That I don't know why I just pictured them. They were running.
Yeah. They ran from the car park.
They were running.
We were going into the sheds, and they were running into the...
They were running.
Car park's
Yeah.
on the canteen,
Correct.
and it's all gravel, and the field's on the other side.
Correct.
Bro.
To get around to the change room, you got to run and run. Yeah, Cabba's like,
It's like Sonny, Trevor, like whatever. And that game, Justin Sauce was playing for Parramatta.
Yep.
Played for the Dogs. We played junior footy.
he went to my school, I think.
Yeah.
Just saw.
Really nice guy. Used to be my mate at school. Private
Yeah,
school.
Big boy, yeah?
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
So I scored 2 tries and got player of the match.
Yeah,
Andy
right.
Patmore, we were on the field. I just spoke to my brother or whatever after the game, and I was walking back to the sheds. Andy Patmore came out onto the field. And now you tell me how this scenario goes in your head, and I'll tell you how I reacted as a Lebanese kid. He came up to me and said, "Al," and they called me Alan back then. "Al, well done, mate. You played amazing, player of the match, whatever. But as you know, we got Sonny Bill at the club, and you're not going to start many games. But I want to use you as an impact player off the bench. I'd really like to use you with your footwork, whatever." And just spoke a little bit about what he wanted me to do. Now, when I look at it now, that's respect. But how do you think I took it as a kid?
Back then, yeah.
See you later.
I was like, F this guy.
Yep.
This is bullshit. Who's this? Sonny? I just got man of the match. You're telling me this idiot that can't even come on time is going to start. Obviously, we see the career now. Hindsight's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But
You don't know that back then, though.
correct. So I kicked stones for most of that. So I ended up getting injured against West the next game because, again, before West, I was hearing murmurs. And you know when blokes are on the fringe, they like to stir each other up. So I can't remember, again, who it was exactly. They're like, "Oh, I think you're missing out today." Because always they wouldn't tell us until game day who's not playing. So they'd name the 13 and then they'd say the 7 reserves.
Yeah.
3 would miss out just before. And they're like, "I think you're missing out, you're missing out." And I was like, "Oh, whatever. Like if I play, I'll play." And I ended up being named on the bench. Someone got injured. I got on early and I did my ankle after about 10 minutes. And I was like, fuck. I was gone for like 5 weeks. I did syndesmosis, gone. And that's what kicking stones does to you. Negative mindset, not thinking about what you're supposed to be doing, and just you get caught up in different things. And that's been a lesson I carried with me in a few different situations through life. And now I get back to it and I go, man, if you can't control it, why are you worried about it? Like, So right now, if something happens I just think about it and go, and I mean, it's a disaster, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's anything. It's going to be on Monday, so it's Friday afternoon. I can't do anything until Monday. So what's the point in getting stressed about it? So I just put it behind me and I move on. When Monday comes, it's usually never as bad as you first anticipate.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
So learning that has been a massive positive for me, dealing with mental health, stress, anxiety, because I get the heavy chested feelings and the the pain about, I've got to provide, am I doing the right thing? Like when we get to my career change and what happened after footy, I'll talk about leaving a job I was killing it. I was like Andrew Johns in that job, going to, 25th man that doesn't even get a game, making a quarter of my salary with a baby on the way as my third, and trying to pay the bills and a mortgage, and, like not knowing if you're going to be able to pay it, your wife going back to work full time during COVID. So I was a stay-at-home dad for 6 months with my newborn and my girls homeschooling, and my wife was killing herself doing 12-hour days, 6 days a week.
That's pressure, bro. That's pressure.
And I mean, shout out to my wife, because I know you guys do it. And like, without Layla, one, I wouldn't be the person I am today, but man, I wouldn't be here. Like, dead set. We've been through some stuff together. She lost her mum a couple of years ago. That's still a tough period. You guys talk about the old men. I'll let come on. And many of your guests have lost a parent. But just going through that. But I wasn't the best I could be for her for a good part of 12 years in our marriage. But she stuck by me. She didn't kick me to the curb. She never told me to piss off. She always...
Was it because of your mindset, Al? The way you used to think and how you used to attack things? And
So I grew up in the hood too in Greenacre.
Yeah.
I had a different upbringing. My dad had a really good job in the railway. We were middle class at worst. So we had everything we needed. We did everything we wanted to. We went on holidays. We lived in a nice house that was built. We had everything. And that's what I think was part of my negativity growing up, is because I never had to struggle for anything. So when it came time to struggle, I didn't know what to do. And I thought I was the victim. Like,
you didn't have any experiences in footy, though, that would help you get out of the pressure of the pressure cooker?
Yeah, like I did and I didn't, but that was footy and this was life. And
you feel like you couldn't apply it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different.
I always got defensive. If a teacher told me, because I never got in trouble at school. I was school captain at primary and high school. Like, I was a good student.
Oh, okay.
Pretty bright. Like, never any drama at home. Like, touch wood, my upbringing was pretty, like, standard.
That's good, bro.
And then when it came to real life, like when I worked in my first full job, so I started working when I was 13. You talked about Macca's, your dad didn't let you work.
Yeah.
I wanted to work, and my dad said, okay, go work with your uncle, his brother. He had a shop near Cronulla, and I worked there from when I was 13 to when I was 21. He used to pick me up when I was 13 and 14. He lived in Menai somewhere, and the shop was in Cronulla, so we'd live in Greenacre. So he'd pick me up from Greenacre, drive to Cronulla, we'd open the shop for 2 years. When I was 15, he said, I can't pick you up anymore. He was getting tired. So I used to ride my bike from Greenacre to Hurstville. I used to get on the train, catch a train to Cronulla, and I used to work for $25 the whole day.
Wow.
As a 15-year-old. Mind you, when I was 15, times are different back then. He had cigarettes. It was a corner shop.
Yep.
Bro, I used to sell cigarettes at 15, 16. I'm not going to mention anything.
It's pretty sure we got a Greenacre, you pass a 15-year-old selling cigarettes, bro. Nothing's changed, cuzzy.
As a 16-year-old, I used to manage a shop, like a business.
Yeah.
And he taught me everything. So my dad used to work so much. I never really saw my dad when I was young. My uncle was like a dad to me. So he taught me everything, to the point where we'd go shopping to the wholesaler to buy groceries, and I'd get a box and put it on the trolley. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, put the box neatly and then turn the barcode to the side so they don't have to touch anything when you go to the counter. She'll just go scan, 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 scan. And we would check out in 2 minutes, where everyone would be like, oh, I've got 5 of these, 6 of these. And they were
smart.
So he just knew how to do things, and he was meticulous in everything he did. So I carried a lot of those lessons into business, and little did I know then, but I was very entrepreneurial and always wanted to run my own businesses. But what do Lebanese parents say? Go study. Go to uni. If you go to uni, we'll get you a car, finish school, and
Get married.
I went to uni, right?
Yep. What study?
I did teaching.
So
our journeys were similar in the fact that I flunked out in high school. So it was really embarrassing. I finished year 12 and I was school captain, and I was, made New South Wales rugby and did all these things at the school, but didn't attend math class very often. Hated maths at the time. Didn't like my teacher very well. And my excuse was I'm doing extracurricular for school.
What school did you go to?
Birrong Boys. So Greenacre Public.
Yep.
I went to Malik Fahad for a couple of years.
Yep.
They didn't have sport.
Was that in Auburn?
That's in Greenacre.
There's one in Auburn as well.
Yeah, there's one. I think it's Hoxton Park. There's a few.
Austral,
yeah. So I went there for 2 years. They didn't have any sport at the school, grade sport. So I went to Birrong Boys, finished year 12 there. So flunked out, got 0. Like Andrew that came on. Was it Andrew the comedian? Anthony.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. Flunked out of maths, got 0 to 30, and then got my results. And I got 45 in my ATAR.
Yeah. And you're school captain.
I was school captain. Everyone's like, "How'd you go?" I'm like, "Oh, I got 70." Just because no one looks at your results.
Yeah.
I got 70. You going to uni now? I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to study, whatever. My mum said to me, "What are you going to do?" She said, "You're not staying here. You're not going to sit at home." And I guess a part of my childhood that I missed is my parents came from Lebanon, and Dad came when he was 20. Mum came when she was 11 and did high school here. So Mum's family were very Australianized.
Yep, Westernized.
Try to do everything like we were Australian.
Yep.
Yeah.
They wanted us to speak Arabic, but everything we were Australian. And fast forward, she's like, "You're not staying at home." So I enrolled at TAFE, and they only had two nights a week doing a massage therapy course. You did that as well. You did massage diploma.
Yes. Fuck, is it the exact same? But
wow,
journey-wise.
So I went to TAFE 2 nights a week, worked with my uncle pretty much full time.
Did you go to Loftus?
I went to Loftus. I was a year ahead of you.
Okay.
So I was a year ahead.
Yeah.
But what had happened is I said, I'm not going to sit at home and just do this again. So I went back to school. I repeated year 12 and did the maths and legal studies again, my 2 lowest subjects that I scored in.
Yep.
I repeated them. And I went to a different school, went to Oatley Senior Campus.
I remember you going to Oatley.
Smashed them.
Yes.
Smashed them. Like,
Well, you just done those 2 subjects.
Just those 2.
Okay.
Because I was good at sport and I was young, because I wasn't held back. They allowed me to go to school and do 2 days. It was 3 days a week, I think, 2 subjects in the morning. 9 to 11, I just go through. Got 8 in them, got an ATAR of like 65, got into uni with health science. And again, you got into health science when it started. Because I remember the conversation he had with our TAFE teacher. He said, "Hang on, you're at uni, you were doing exercise science.
Yeah.
I was doing health science." He said, "Oh, another student, Ali's doing the same thing." And he goes, "Oh, no, Ali." So we used to see each other at our breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Go off that.
Yeah.
So I did health science for about 5 years, and I didn't want to be there. I was just ticking a box, working, playing footy. And in that time, I'd done my knee. I tried Rugby Union for a while because I played New South Wales level schoolboy rugby.
Yeah.
And this is where my life changed slightly. So I finished year 12 at Oatley. I just had the best year in rugby. So I made CHS first 15 out of 250 schools. I was the first fullback. And I just played fullback in rugby because miles. Played fullback. We won every game in that competition. We beat CAS, ISA, we beat the country schools. We played GPS Concord Oval last game. Crowd of about 10,000.
Wow, well,
Crazy. Like, grandstand was full.
Yeah.
We were winning 21-7 at half time, set up 2 tries, kicked a couple of goals to the sideline, was on fire. Second half, their 5'8" made me look like an idiot. He was kicking to touch, putting it out wherever he wanted, and they came back and won the game.
on a string.
On a string. That was on a Wednesday. On the Friday night, you're supposed to expect a phone call. No mobile phones back then, like for us is in like what we had. So they ring your home and they tell you if you made it into the all schools team, which is all the private schools and public schools together, playing an all schools team. They pick 60 players out of whatever it is, 180. So I had a pretty good chance of making it, considering we beat everyone else, and this one guy was the one that beat me. So I assumed he would make firsts and I would make seconds, but I could play 12, 13, like anywhere in the back line.
Yeah.
So I assumed I would be there. So I was at an 18th birthday and I'm sitting there and I'm ringing home every 10 minutes to the point where my brother said, "Bro, stop calling, you didn't make it."
Oh.
And for me, I was shattered, right? And I was like, it's not possible. Like, I did everything I needed to do to be in that situation. So then I rang the teacher, our coach, and he said to me, "Look, you didn't make it. The coach of seconds picked his own fullback from their second grade to play in GPS or whatever. So you didn't, long story short, they didn't think you knew enough about the game." I was shattered. I went home and I slept and I didn't want to play footy anymore. I'd given up on life. I was like, man, this is it. Like, this was the thing that I was going to do. And I was just like, nah. And the Dogs sent me a letter to go to make flag that year. And I was like, I'm not playing for the Dogs. I hate them. Tysus is racist. I don't want to go here, whatever.
Oh, so it turned you off?
Turned me off completely.
Wow.
So I went to bed. The next morning was open trials at St. George for Jersey Flag. 10 of my mates at school going to the trials. This trial started at 9 o'clock. I'm in bed. 10:30, something gets me out of bed. And I say, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to go. I'm going to go. Stuff, and I'm going to go. I rocked up. Literally, they were closing the book to register.
Yeah.
And I said, well, 1 second. So I put my name down. And he's like, yeah, what do you play? I said, second row centre. He goes, all right, go sit down. But I'll call you in a minute. The last trial, there was only about 8 blokes. So there was no one left. And they'd seen all these guys and they go, who's left, whatever, who can play fullback? And they went around like 4 or 5 times. And I said, man, I just played like rugby, New South Wales. I said, I'll play fullback. And I'd never played fullback in a game of league properly. Like I was a 6.
Yeah.
So I played fullback. And if I tell you everything aligned, like I played the best game I've ever played. And you've seen me play some crackers, but I played the best game I've ever played. And they picked me in the possibles, probables team on the wing. I'd never played wing in my life. I was like, what's going on here? In that game, I wasn't getting the ball in the wing. They moved me to the second row.
Same day. Yeah, it's
Same
same
thing.
day.
After about 10 minutes, they moved me to go in the back row. First touch of the ball, get the ball, poke my head through the line, make a half break. Someone called the fullbacks backing up. I turned to give him like an inside ball. Someone came from the top, someone came from the bottom, twisted me, smashed my kneecap, like dislocated my kneecap. So then, whatever, I went off.
In the trial match.
In the trial match. Possibles versus probables game. I was in the probables team. Anyway, I thought nothing. Again, back to my beautiful, dark thoughts. Went back to work and I remember I was actually in the bathroom and I got a phone call from Ron Bennett, who was the St. George, Paul Ticehurst. And he's like, we want you to play for St. George. We love what we're seeing. We know you're injured. How you feeling? Whatever. I said, I'm good.
Wow.
And he said, but there's a small problem. You're contracted to Canterbury as a junior. So we actually have to get permission from them. And back then, if a club didn't want to do something for someone, they'd put a $5,000 fee on a junior to transfer if you're in the rep system, and no one would pay it. So basically it was suicide. You come and play for us or go back to your local club, play a year, eat shit, and then you can go try out again the next year. So it basically ruins your chances.
Yep.
Paul Ticehurst rang me 20 minutes later because Ron had obviously called him, said, we want this kid. And he was surprisingly pleasant. And he said to me, Alan, you're a great kid. You've never given us any trouble. What do you want to do? I said, look, to be honest with you, I need a change. You got too many players at the club that have come in and I think I need like a fresh start. He said, look, we agree. We think you've been really good for us. We're going to waive the fee for you. You're welcome or free to go.
Wow.
And I was like, awesome. So I went to the Dragons and I trained my ass off and they were playing me in the centres. I was in the starting team, went through the first trial, did all right after my knee injury. So I'd come back, played against the Tigers, played a decent game, went from the second team to the first team, played the Roosters at Cogra, got thrown off a tackle, hyperextended my knee. This was my other knee. Went down with injury again. Didn't think anything of it. Now, the next game was Charity Shield at Sydney Football Stadium. I'd never played at a venue like that. I'd never worn the St. George colours as a Dragons fan. My old man was a Dragon. Like all this stuff. I was pumped. All week the doctor's like, let's go do the duck walk because, if you got ACL, you do the duck walk. If it hurts, you got ACL tear. I was like, no pain, and I was in agony.
Oh.
Nathan Brown came to training that week. He was the first grade coach in his first year. And he said, who's this bloke? And then coach said, it's Ali. He said, can he run? And I overheard him. And I said, why don't you go stand over there and I'll show you? And he's like, I like this kid. So we had a bit of banter and he liked what he wanted to see. And he said to me, I'm excited to see you play. Come warm up. My knee was gone. Like I didn't have a knee then.
You're in all sorts, eh?
We were doing warm up and I was in pain. I went to do a sprint off the ground and my knee just went pop. And I had a partial tear, complete tear, gone, knee reco. Long story short.
What? Were you going to play the Charity Shield? Is that what you're telling me?
I was in the 30 man or
because they do pick a big squad.
They pick an extended I think it was 40-man squad or something. So I don't know if I would have got a game in first grade. But I was warming up with reserve. I think it was Flegg at the time.
What year was this?
It was 03.
03, yeah, it would have been that.
But they had us. I think there was about 15 or 20 of us that were going to sit on the bench and may have got a run, depending on how it goes. They give some of the guys a run. So I was there, I was ready and gone. But I think going back to, you asked me a question about 3 hours ago about Canterbury and the racism. Mark Hughes pulled me into his office and basically said to me, we like you. We think you need to do this. You got to lose a bit of weight. You got to get this. You got to get that. So he gave me some ideas on what he wanted me to do. He wanted you to be more aggressive. I said, man, it's not me. I'm not an aggressive bloke in terms of anyone who knows my nature.
I'm a playmaker.
Yeah, they forget they fucking picked the 5, eh?
Yeah,
they forget he's a 5.
A playmaker's not made to show aggression.
Again, hindsight, beautiful thing. Knowing now what I knew then, I would have been a really good edge back rower because I could hit holes, I could play, it would have been whatever.
What a back rower is today.
Pretty much. But you're talking
I
about
remember back then, That's not what a back rower was supposed to do at all.
The only one or two that were like that were Ali Kourouhe for the Warriors. They brought that into the game with the
Globetrotters.
I wasn't that good, but like
He had hands, eh?
Yeah, he could hold.
He had
But
hands.
hang on, Ali. Let's call a spade a spade, and I'll piss in your pocket because you're a humble guy. This guy's a half.
Mm.
He's a 5'8".
Yep.
Right. If you're putting him in the back row, his hands don't go anywhere, brother. He doesn't lose them.
It's true.
This guy was a devastating running second rower.
What? Holding the ball one hand.
Not one hand, not about one hand. It was his second phase play was second to none. You want to score a try, you want to make a line break, follow him. Follow him.
It's pretty handy as a.
Because I'll tell you, my brother. It's funny you mentioned my brother because my brother was very influential in my footy career. And that first game that we played at Illawarra at Belmore Sports Ground, we were in the stands, and it's funny. It's very nostalgic listening to him talk because he's reminded me of things.
Because you've probably forgot about half these things, and
Bro, I got the worst memory.
it is me too. And it's bringing back a little bit.
Like unless it was that brawl at Belmore you want to talk about, that's on YouTube with Sonny when we played.
Was that at Belmore?
Oh, that was the flag. I wasn't there.
Was that at Belmore?
So I'd played with Joe Falamaki at school the year after.
He's a
He
South
was-
player, yeah?
South player.
Yeah.
Gentleman.
Is he?
Champion guy.
Yeah.
Like absolute gentleman. And he's a family man. He's got 5 kids or something.
Yeah?
now. But it was on YouTube or something.
Bro, I sent
recently.
him 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I sent him
I
a few
saw it
days ago.
again. He ripped off his shirt.
Yeah.
So then
Like,
Sonny
come.
hit him, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that 10 years ago.
Sonny fight, yeah.
And I watched it, and it popped up again. Then I sent it to Joey. I go, "Cuz we had that game." He freaked out. He goes, "Yeah, bro."
Yeah, like, I was on the bet, but I couldn't do anything because back then I'd already been tagged by Paul Tysus.
A warning for your brother.
If you do anything, you're gone.
Oh.
So I'm on the bench watching the boys throw him. I'm standing there like a bitch. But anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
Ali, my brother would tell me when he first saw Sonny Bill, he goes, "Bro, you want to score tries?" Because I was in the centers, so Sonny was inside me,
He could do that.
right? So see that
Like a
famous
flick, yeah.
that flick ball everyone
Oh,
loves?
so it's the froth over it.
Yeah, I probably one of the first ones in the country to cop it.
Yeah.
You could say
Who, you?
me.
At training, yeah. And,
Not
again?
Bro, against Souths at Belmore. I don't know if you remember, Ali. I scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
And all I did, I didn't beat anyone.
Just stay there.
He would attract 4 players,
Then
and then bang, and then I'm there straight for the corner. Second time straight for the corner. So Ali, again, my brother pulls me up. He goes, "Bro, stop sitting out wide, waiting for the 4th or 5th tackle. Get in there, get involved. Go to Allen. Whenever Allen takes a hit up, you're there." And sure enough, bro, back Allen, you're making a line break.
were you the type to give a little flicky,
Before
Brother.
little back door flickerator?
I think what worked in my favour is I'd go to the line and I'd do footwork at the line.
Yeah.
So I'd go fast and then try and do some footwork, and they just expect you to go in. And then I'd always pick like the fattest guy or the biggest guy, and then try and get between him. And usually they're lazy. So if you get a bit of momentum going forward and you use your body, you stop
Get over that ad line.
like pinballs,
Yeah.
and you sort of get through and either like break through and then try and step the fullback, whatever, or someone will just come up and just go bang, like you get tripped up and
So you were strategic about it. You were, you knew it.
from being in the halves,
Yeah.
like and I could play. I was really good at managing that situation. But if we cut out all the nostalgia and we go to the main point, as any kid would come through, and if you look at the NRL now, 52% Polynesian or something.
Yeah, it's big number. Big number.
If you look at the 90s, it was probably 15%,
If that, bro.
and they had the same talent.
Yeah.
But they never had the people in their corner like the Mario Tartex and the play manager and the Roger Fabries going through and saying to him, "Hey, come here. You want to play? Suck it up. Go again." They'd all be in Fat Club. Every single one of them they'd be the biggest blokes, the best skill. And Sonny Bill's era, like that era, and the Roy Asatasi. They changed that.
Wasn't Eddie at St. George? I think that was Dong Gio.
He left. He came to
So he was with us. He was with us at the Dog.
and then he went to St. George after for a couple of years, played like lower grades. Never played first
He's
grade.
a good boy, Eddie.
Eddie, yeah, champion.
Yeah, lovely guy.
But just that was the era where they started getting disciplined. So when they started getting disciplined, they started making it. And then the Lebanese kids, like when I played for Lebanon, so funny story, I'd pretty much gone in and out of injury 2003, 4, 5, and I'd pretty much given up on league, and I wasn't playing anymore, and I'd fluffed around in rugby, and I was sitting in my lounge room. Actually, I was working at my dad's shop. That's what I was doing. We had a shop in Chester Hill.
What type of shop? Corner shop?
Just corner shop. And Rob Shahidi came in, not the comedian. He used to play for Lebanon, played reserve grade for the Tigers, I think. Really good guy. Became like a player manager back in the day. My old coach knew him and goes, "Oh, Rob, you know," he told him about me. He goes, "Send me a resume." So I sent him. I'd just come back from Australian University's trip and played a World Cup and stuff. So
The league or union?
League.
Why'd you play the universities team?
I played in the unis team. Went to England, did a tour, and then played the World Cup the next
I was
year.
18th man for the New South Wales team, universities team, yeah.
I played New South Wales a couple of times, but just
Played country and 18th man for New South Wales, and that was it, bro.
yeah. So we won the first game for New South Wales in a 10-year drought or something. So
Oh, wow.
we won it. We had Brendan Reeves, and we played against Jordan Atkins that game,
Mm.
and we beat him at Corrimal, down at Corrimal,
Oh, wow.
South Coast. So I'd come back from there, and he goes, "Just go to training tomorrow morning at Sydney Park." There was a Lebanon Sevens thing. They were playing in Coffs Harbour, and they'd won it the year before, and they were pretty stacked. They had Adira and a few other guys, and then he goes, "Go down to training." I was sweet. So I went down to training. But if I tell you, I was 105 kilos, and I won't forget, and I was unfit because I hadn't run in 3 months.
That's a long
I
time.
hadn't done anything, right? And I was literally just working, whatever. Went to training, got my ass handed to me. Darren Maroon was a Nazi.
Was he ruthless?
He literally would just say, like, just get up and run. Like, you want a drink of water? You don't need water. He wouldn't even give us water at training. And I'm like, bro, it's 30 degrees. It's like middle of January,
Oh, yeah.
December. But the one thing I prayed, like we did a bit of ball work at the beginning, and obviously I was fresh. So I did a bit of ball work, and he saw some things and he liked it. So I went home that day, and I didn't go to training on the Tuesday and Thursday.
We was prepping for what? The tournament? The Sevens
It
tournament?
was 4 weeks out from the Sevens tournament. We did this run where you have to go over the hills and around and over the hills at Sydney Park. I don't know if it's still there.
It was Sydney Park.
Alexandria. So there's like this, it's about a 10-minute run. So it's about 2.5K or something, but it's all hilly.
Yep.
So we ran and everyone finished it in 7 minutes or under, and I did it in 15 minutes. And I was like running like,
Dying.
my ass in.
Yeah.
And then from there, we had to go hit the deck every 10 meters for 100 meters for 7 minutes non-stop. And I only did that for like 1 minute because everyone had done it for 7 minutes when they came back. So I didn't go to training. I'm like, this guy doesn't even want to know me.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to training. He rings me on the Thursday, so 4 days after training. And Darren, Ali. I sat up. Hello, Darren? Like, no, what are you doing? I was like, I just finished work. And he's like, why didn't you come training? And I was like, I didn't think you wanted me there. He said, did I tell you not to come to training? I said, no. He said, well, get your ass training on Saturday.
Wow.
I was like, me thinking about it, I lost 3 kilos just thinking about and what he's going to do to me.
Yeah.
I turned up on Saturday, reluctantly. I did not want to be there. And I did the run in 11 minutes. And he saw progress. And then the next week I did it in 9.5 minutes. Then the last week before we went to Coffs Harbour, and he hadn't picked the team yet, I did it in about 8 minutes. And then he named me in the team to go to Coffs Harbour.
Who was in that team?
Nadira was the most prominent. Joe Leisha came, played a couple of NRL games. Danny Chia and a few of those guys.
Kelton, Danny Chia?
Yeah.
I still can't believe that Joe Leisha keeps getting thrown around because I call him Uncle Joe because I'm really close with him. Ours.
So obviously not Michael Leisha's. He's related to him, but
That's all for a while. Yeah, that's what I'm tripping out. But so, I'm more Joe didn't play at Lebanon.
No.
Okay.
Joe Leisha he's probably 45. So he played for South. If you look him up, Joe Leisha
Rings the bell.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm
He's-
dumb. Yeah, dumb moment.
He
I'll look him up now.
was scary. Joe was scary, like intimidating, that hard-nosed Lebanese, like just tribal, like you'd go to war with him and he's got your back.
Yeah,
He's our
wow.
leader, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he was a prominent. He hadn't played first grade yet when he went. He'd played for Lebanon in the World Cup, and he was just coming through. So we went to Coffs Harbour, and Darren named the team last minute, and I'm playing for Lebanon. Like,
Same?
that's him. He's a
Sure.
machine. His traps are like, he's crazy.
Doesn't look about.
Looks like Tony Williams.
I thought it was Tunza, I swear to God.
I don't know how many games he played. A handful of games, maybe.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, Tunza.
How many did he play in RL?
Yeah, he did.
How many games?
Played his debut against Cronulla, I think. Something like that. Played less than 10, maybe. Hurt his neck.
Go on, Ali.
2 games.
What was it, 2?
4 for Lebanon.
So we get to Coffs Harbour and we play Fiji. We played 2 Fijian teams, Malta and a couple of other teams. So we played Fiji in the first game. And what I liked about Darren was He was old school and he was hard, but he was fair and he was honest. He was always honest with me. He'd say to me, listen, your job is, see that line? Just go. Don't stop. He said, use your footwork, use your ball work, just go. Back yourself. Just back yourself. And I was
Made
like,
it simple.
so we played he said, they're going to score. We're going to score. He said, but if we can hold them out once and score, that's how we get ahead. And we literally won that game 18-14 because we scored, they scored, we scored, they scored. We held them out, we scored, and we got on top of them. And we went through that game. We played in a couple other games, and we ended up playing, I think it was Malta in the semis. Beat Malta, and then we went to Fiji, the actual Fiji team, in the final. And man, these guys were like, I'd never been tackled this hard in my life. Like these guys were solid rocks. You know, they talk about Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
I'd hate to play them, bro.
And they spoke like they were Fijian, like they were proper Fijian, right?
No, they were tackling coconut trees.
Cuz they're not
Like one guy hit me and I was cork. I got a cork thigh, and I think I was cork for about 2 weeks on. But in that game, right, we somehow were in it try for try, and we were winning 24-18 with 20 seconds to go. And talk about Joe Leisha and effort. They made a break, and Joe Leisha, front rower, chased him to the corner. Everyone gave up. He was going to score no matter what. Joe was 20 meters away from him, but he kept him in the corner. They missed the goal. We win the game. We win the event.
Wow.
Oh,
Right, so we win this thing, and we're all kids, and me and Danny were...
How old are you here, Hals?
I was 22. It was 2006.
Okay, so you still got a chance to make it.
Like I'm still thinking I'm back in. Like I'm back in the, you know.
in the mix.
So I did that. I played rugby that year because I was just turned off league. I played for the Bulls a bit, and very political, very cliquey team, very successful team, like George and all those guys. Funny story about George. We're going to Perth.
George Azzi.
Made I go to Perth, and massive pest, right? Yeah, sitting behind you. It's a 5-hour flight, so you're sleeping, and he just comes up quietly and rocks your chair and goes, turbulence. Just wakes everyone up. You're a single person. And we're like, George, like, just go away. We get to Perth, and it's like 28 degrees in the middle of August. Beautiful. We're going for a team walk. Coach comes in, Baysari comes in. David
Yeah.
about to give his team talk. Like, you know, George goes, Dave, such a nice day. Do we have to ruin it by playing footy today? Let's just go to the beach. Like things like that. And you're like, mate.
He's a character, bro. There's no one like him.
But he lifted the mood.
Yeah, he does that.
And he's got a good heart.
Spoke to Mistro. Good old Georgie. I'm actually DJing at his gym on Saturday. You know.
Go on,
I
Hals.
played rugby.
Yeah.
Darren came out and watched me a couple of times. And then we had a test match against Malta at the end of the year in Australia.
Yep.
So for me, like I'm just thinking, there's no way I'm going to make this team. But I just love being around the group. Darren made me feel like I was 10 foot tall. Again, 4-week training camp. I got picked in the training camp. I was a second rower, but there was like 12, 13 second rowers. Khaled Dib, like all these other guys.
He played first.
Jazzy,
Yeah.
he played.
Yeah, first grade.
Nadira was obviously there, but he didn't. But none of the big boys played. Like Mana, Farah, they weren't at that level.
They were young. They've been young. 06, the other babies.
Yeah, like they were still. Robbie just debuted, but they were in their first grade career, so they weren't yet thinking about Lebanon. They were thinking about trying to make Australia and go that way. So we train. I get picked in the team to start in the back row. I have about 70 or 80 family and friends come from everywhere. People I used to work with and stuff.
Yeah.
All came down to the game, sitting on halfway. I had a pretty good game, right? Like I played pretty good. Set up a try to Tom Mansour. Actually, he hit me down the blind side with a cutout ball, went through, and Danny Chia scored like a tip on through the fullback. We smashed Malta. And I got picked to go on the World Cup qualifiers, the tour, like later on.
Was that Lebanon?
It was in
Morocco.
supposed to be in Lebanon, but because there was a bit of conflict
Yeah, 06.
in 06.
Yeah.
We played in England and we went to Russia.
Ah, yeah.
So, no, actually, Russia was the year after. We went to England and Ireland.
Ireland,
That's right.
yeah.
So we played Russia in England and we had a terrible game, right? So Ireland played Russia the week before. I was beaten by 50. We played Russia in a soggy English and beat them 28-8. So Ireland.
That was a mudfest, yeah?
Mudfest.
I remember seeing photos of that.
We had to play Ireland the week after. Winner goes to the World Cup in that game.
Oh.
Or actually, it was winner gets, like, because it was a 2-year thing, home and away. So, but if you win, you're in good stead to go through because it's on points difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're like, sweet. So Ireland went drinking the night before thinking we're going to pump these guys. We smashed Russia. We're going to smash them. We turn up to this game, and this is when you talk about imposter syndrome. This is when I felt it properly for the first time. We get to this game, and Ireland have about 7 or 8 Super League players, Chris Bridge and a few of these guys, and you've seen them on TV playing against them, right? They had this prop, I'm not exaggerating, was like 6'10". He wasn't the best player, but he was huge, right? And George spoke about Bolo, Charlie Nora. This guy was your height.
Yeah.
He's shorter than me. But in his prime, he had traps that would come up past his ears.
Wow.
Send you guys a photo of him. I've got it somewhere. They put it around the group.
Not Charlie Farrell, Charlie Nora.
No, Charlie Farrell was 6'10".
Yeah.
He was
Yes, girly.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Charlie did his knee that year, so he didn't come with us.
Okay.
I think it was that year or the year after.
Okay.
But Bolo was there, and he got sort of called out of retirement. He wasn't really playing, but Darren brought him for intimidation factor.
In that case?
So against Russia, I'd hurt my knee a little bit, and they were worried about me getting through the game. So I did a fitness test, and I started on the bench. And I used to come on after 20, 25 and play the rest of the game. So he'd play me in the back row. Sabi would start in the back row, then go to the front row, and I'd finish the game on the left side, right?
I love every time I hear that. But fuck you, mate. I love that guy, bro. Yeah.
And then I jump on the field, and like literally, I think we kicked. Like I got on fourth tackle, one tackle, we kicked. They ran, we tackled them. Just getting back on side, I was like you know that
Yeah.
breathing cold,
Yeah,
couldn't breathe.
Of course.
And then that big guy ran at me and Charlie, right? And I thought, oh, here we go. So I ran in to make the tackle, but Charlie went in like before me and jumped this far off the ground and swung his arm out and hit him like across the nose.
Oh, wow.
And the guy folded. Like when you see like a
Like a bowling share?
building
Like a bowling share?
on his knees, and then he folded and like fell over. If it was Gilday, sent off 10 weeks, like gone.
Yeah. 2 years jail.
He didn't even get 10 in the bin. On report, whatever. Right. So they take a penalty and they go 1, 2, 3, 4 tackles. I made like a couple of tackles. I couldn't breathe. And it was so fast.
I was going to say the speed would have been something different if they got Super League.
What am I doing here? I shouldn't be here. So we play the game. I play and my knee's holding up. It's 12 all. I get the ball in my hand. And just before I got the ball, we had a scrum. My 5'8", I won't say his name at the time, mad mate of mine, really good mate of mine. I was so excited. I was like, I'm with you on the outside. I'm with you. I'm here. I'm on the outside. I'm with you. So I just kept chirping because I was so excited and nervous and anxious. He goes, all right, like I heard you, like shut the...
Yeah.
And just like yelled at me. And he was a senior player. I looked up to him, respected him. And I was like, so I went back into my shell.
Did that break you? Did it?
A little bit. Like I didn't do anything bad in the game, but it got me to the point where I lost my confidence.
Yeah, it does.
So 2 minutes later, I get the ball. And every day of the week, I throw a dummy and go over and score. It's a 4-on-4, and I get the ball and I throw a pass instead of dummying. If I just hold the ball, I feel like
You fall over.
all over.
Chris Bridge takes a 90-meter intercept, scores a try, gets us to, there was 12 all at the time, we were up 12-6, gets us to 12 all, and then we score 18-12, 7 minutes of injury time they played. When is the injury time rugby
I was
league?
going to say, it's still soccer, bro.
We're in Ireland. They just kept playing the game until they scored. So we played 87 minutes. They scored and drew. So we went in.
There was no officials there, though, to stop it or say something?
They're officials.
They're Irish, yeah.
Sure. So we go in 18 all. We go back to Australia thinking, mate, this is not a victory. We're disappointed because we should have won that game.
Yep.
They're thinking, wow, like narrow escape. So they spend the whole year preparing for the next year because we're supposed to play us in Lebanon. We play them in England. But you were talking about Anthony Farrow, Sparrow.
Spill the bird.
He was 156 centimetres tall. And when we finished the game, we went out that night and we saw the Irish players at the same place. Chris Bridge says to us, he was hammered. He's like, when we went on the field, we were like, run at 6, run at 6. He said the first 2 blokes ran at 6, they got carried off the field. Anthony Farrow was the biggest hitter in our team as the smallest bloke.
Yeah.
And Sparrow hit 2 of these guys and they go, don't run at 6, don't run at 6, run at 7. So they actually changed their game for them.
Bro.
Because he smashed them. Like it was just that. But everyone in Lebanon, like that played in the jersey, just was 10 foot taller when you played in that. Like I was a kid from Greenacre that had no rep experience really, apart from a few Harold matches.
That's still big accolades, bro. Don't play that down.
And then turning up to a game where, you know, you're playing against players that played in RL. Now, fast forward 12 months, we play Russia again and we pump them in Russia. We play Ireland in England and we lose to them on full time. We drew the game, but we lose on points difference. They beat Russia by more. And we're winning 16-14. Haas came out of the line to put pressure on as the captain. Ashley Klein, as you do, penalty with 2 minutes to go, kick a goal, game's drawn and can't come back.
Loses on points.
Then we have to go into a repechage we're playing Wales, and if we beat Wales, who had 13 Super League players at the time, or thereabouts, we have to play Samoa. And
Is this 06?
this is 07.
07, yeah.
For the 08 World
I
Cup.
was going to say, yeah.
The problem was none of the boys had accounted for losing. All the boys came saying we're going to win and go through. No one thought about the repechage. They all had jobs, they all had businesses, they all had...
What's
so
a repechage? What's that?
it's like the second tier, that one spot, like a wild card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kicked
okay.
to that
Yeah.
team. So Samoa lost to Tonga, New Zealand, and whatever, Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
They went through. So they came into the repechage. Wales had lost to Ireland, Scotland, and they went through. And Lebanon had lost the Asian side, European, Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
So we came in together. We had to play, and Samoa were in the final because they were the highest ranked team. We had to play Wales. We're playing Wales at Castleford. And again, Lee Breeze and all these guys are playing.
I heard it's a shit place to play at.
Castleford was all right.
No, Wakefield. Wakefield's very hard to play.
Castleford's a tough place to play.
Tough place to play.
But for us, it was beautiful compared to what we played on. When we played Samoa, the field was like this. There was a 1.5 meter slant from try line to try line, long, not across the field, from post to post.
Oh, wow.
So we play Wales. We're down 28-8 at half time. We come in the sheds. We're like ready to go home. Darren's like, all right, this is where we got him where we want him. We're like, this guy's on crack, bro. What is he talking about? He's like, we got him exactly where we want him. We came out in the second half. We beat him 58-28.
Fuck.
Was Darren
I
on
scored my first try.
What was
That
this,
was
mate?
my only try.
Wow.
Wow.
It's on YouTube, so I always show my students just to...
I think I've seen it.
You probably have.
I think I've seen it.
Nadira offloaded to me and I scored.
Televised game, yeah? It was televised game.
Yeah,
Sky Sports.
Sky Sports.
Sky Sports, yeah.
And so it's on YouTube as highlights. You go to, I think it's Wales versus Lebanon highlights or something, and it comes up.
Yeah.
So my students go, sir, you're crap, whatever I say, come here, sit down. Let me give you a lesson. And I shout. So we played them, then we played Samoa. Now for me, as a kid, this was like, this is it. You know, this is NRL basically.
Yeah.
So Samoa had 14 ex-New Zealand internationals that had retired from international. So when Robbie Union playing for Australia, he came play for Lebanon.
Yeah.
Josh Manson, they had 14 of them.
Have you not the Vangadas?
Let me go through them.
Okay.
Vangana, Hutch Mayava, the two Pulatua brothers, Lau Titi, Matt Utai, Junior Polo, Joel, not the one that plays for
Yeah.
Joseph Polo, the other
Yeah. The
Uh,
Penathon.
George Carmon. So like the list goes on.
Brother. Stacked.
They're winning 28-8 at halftime,
Against Stews?
running down the hill. They were running downhill, right? We go into the shed, same thing. We didn't kick a goal, so we scored 2 tries, no goal.
Dave Maroon.
They pushed us off a scrum and scored a try like Rugby Union, 10 metres out. They just drove us off the ball, picked up and scored a try. So that we were like, and we were getting hammered. Like we were getting, like physically, they were just bashing us. I tried to tackle Tony Pulatua. His forearms were like, I don't know, like Popeye.
Yeah. Because when you're working at a corner shop in Greenacre, before you fucking play this game,
This is crazy.
you got Pulitzer in
I
front of
think
you.
I go for the Bulls, whatever. So I throw Pulatua, Taff Nicholas grabs his legs. I go to wrap up the ball. He just forearms me and I just go like straight across. Like you can't tackle him. He'd just like stand there and make fun of you. So
He won the comp 4 years before at Penrith. Like,
correct,
yeah.
03.
03, yeah.
07.
Fuck, not that long.
Him and his brother.
Look.
And Hutch Mayava was in his prime. Like he was still in his prime then.
Yeah.
Before he went to Windsor and
And
finished.
phenomenal. Yeah.
So we come out the second half and we score first twice. So it's, I think they scored once, then we scored 32-16, no kicks for Lebanon. So we haven't kicked a goal yet. We kicked 2 goals, it's 32-20, and we're coming home with a wet sail. Like we're flying. 32-16, you're talking about Chris Salem.
Yeah.
I love Chris, I love him, but he made an error in judgment. He got the ball, made a break down the sideline, Adnan came in, Sailor. He dummied to him. He would have been under the post untouched. And fullback didn't read the dummy and took Hafeen's touch. Now, that's not the thing that lost us the game, but it broke the momentum curve.
You score that.
We score that. It's 32-22, and we're coming home. Like, we're flying.
You got the momentum.
Right?
You got the
Adnan had the game of his life. Like, he was a beast that day.
Yeah.
Then Hutch gets the ball when he's 20 metres and carries 9 players, just dragging us. Like, we were holding him, and he was just dragging us and scores under the post. Game over. 38-16 Millies. They go through to the World Cup. And that was the last proper time I played for Lebanon. But for me, it was like, wow, an experience and a half. But then I come back from that trip, right, and I still got hope of playing.
How old are you?
I was 24.
Still got it bare, mate.
Yeah,
Still young, yeah.
I'd met my wife then, Layla and I. We were engaged at the end of the year. So we just got engaged, I think, in October, and we went in November. So, or we just got engaged. So I'd met her and we went through. So I was trying to make it in footy, and a player manager came. We spoke, and as you think they got your best interest at heart, he asked for the Samoan game, right? And I know someone like Mario wouldn't do this to his kids, right? He asked for the Samoan game. So I was like, mate, he wants to see how I play. And I was training with Newtown in reserve grade, right? Now, whether I had a chance to make it or not, I was in the squad and I was doing all right. And Jeff had said to me, the coach had said, he likes what he sees, just keep going. My player manager wanted me to go to Mounties because it was a sure bet. I would have played Jim Beam, Bundy Cup, whatever, and I would have got $800 a week. He would have got his cut from that. He would have made $2 or $3 grand. Happy days. He wanted the Samoan tape to get other kids that played in Lebanon to get them a contract. Didn't worry about me. He was worried about getting other kids that played that had come on the tour.
Sorry, can you explain that again? What do you mean, bro?
So
you engaged him
I engaged
To
him,
be your manager?
and he was
to be your manager,
yeah. I was like, yeah, and he's like,
but he's asked you for a tape.
He's
You
like,
better look at
I've
the other
got
players.
access to the tapes. I said, yeah, I got the tapes tomorrow, whatever. He goes, good. He goes, if you do well in that game, then the clubs will like that, right?
So was this the tape of the whole game, or just
The game.
or just you?
The game, the Samoan highlights, whatever it was, the CD, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you do well in that game, it'll push forward your claim to play. So I give it to him thinking, great. And I find out two of the other boys that were on tour are now played well in that game, have been pushed into reserve grade programs because he got him one at North Sydney and one at, I think it was Newtown as well. And then I don't go to Mounties and I go back to Newtown and I get cut from reserve grade and I go to Jim Beam Cup at Chezo, which is the same level I would have been playing. But at least I had a go at Newtown.
Did they feed Newtown? Did Chezo?
Yeah, they feed into him and then they feed Cronulla, I think, at the time. Or Melbourne, I think.
Melbourne, I think, all back then.
He said to me, I spoke to the manager who was his mate and he said, you're never going to make it. You should have gone to Mounties. And I was like, man, if you'd spoken to me like a man and said, listen, someone on the inside says you're not going to make it. I think you do this for a year. It wasn't that conversation. He was pissed off because I didn't do what he wanted me to do and I was trying to take a higher opportunity. And as a kid, again, you don't know these things. Like, I don't know what that's going to do for me. Of course. And that's what I played under Travis's dad, Jeff. Played a few games and just didn't enjoy it. Same sort of thing. That was where I experienced indifference in culture a lot because I never drank, never smoked, never did drugs in my life. Till this day, I haven't done any of that stuff. When you finish the game, they want you to go to Laundy's Hotels because he's a sponsor.
Yeah.
And it's great. He sponsors the club. I don't drink. Come and have a soft drink. I'm like, but my faith doesn't allow me to
Be around.
environments
Yeah.
affected by anything.
Of course.
And even if I'm a good human and I have the willpower not to do it, eventually you're going to be swayed by something.
Of course.
My wife's at home. We didn't have any kids at the time, but I'm a young bride. Like, I'd much rather spend that time with her than go
Of course.
spend it with 20 blokes that don't even know who you are after 2 drinks. So I'd go, yeah, I'm coming. I'd go in the car park. When they'd all go in, I'd just drive off.
Al, do you feel that moment, or that time in your career, did it turn you off the game at all?
I constantly got turned off the game. And when I say God had a plan, I was never destined to play NRL, right? It doesn't matter about ability or anything. There's people that come through and get opportunities to play and are supposed to play. I was destined to do other stuff. And I believe I'm making a much bigger impact doing what I'm doing, which, I mean, we can probably get into.
So what are you doing now?
So I worked in leisure for a long time. When I finished school, I worked in swimming and I started teaching swimming. I was a swim teacher. Worked my way from a casual swim teacher up to management over a 15-year period and just loved being around kids, being around sport, swimming, coach swimming, all this sort of stuff. Loved it and made an impact. So when I took on a job at this company, we had 6,000 kids swimming every year. And when I say 6,000 kids, it's 600 kids times 10 lessons, which is 6,000 attendance.
Yes. 6,000 times.
In a 7-year period after the first 7 years of this role, that went to 140,000.
Wow.
So we just engaged the whole local community and they were coming in, swimming, doing sport. So I had a way with bringing people together. And obviously with my faith and my culture, I was able to bring the Islamic schools in and the Lebanese Maronite schools in and the Catholic schools in and the public schools in because I had a way of just communicating and connecting with people. And that's what I think I was blessed with, a gift to bring kids closer to being active as opposed to being on devices and, sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
So engaging these kids. And then after we got to COVID, everything shut down, leisure, everything shut down. But I didn't like the way I wasn't able to still do something at work. Like even I, as a top tier manager, was stood down and I thought I'm useless doing this. I want to be doing something on my own. I don't want to be at someone else's mercy.
You don't want someone controlling your destiny.
So I was never the type of guy that would take a plunge. If I thought about something, so I thought about doing something, it'd take me 6 or 12 months to weigh up the positives, the negatives, to talk to everyone about it. And they'd say yes. And then one person would say, no, start again.
Start doing your head in about it?
Yeah. Yep. And at the time we had 2 beautiful children. And we found out my wife was pregnant with my son.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know it was my son at the time, but with our third, I was adamant it was going to be a girl, by the way. But just
So you
had 2 girls.
2 girls and
I
boy?
was adamant it was going to be a girl.
Yeah, you're a boy.
We ended up finding out because obviously we'd just given away everything we had to prepare. So
Yeah.
And when we found out it was a boy, it's a really strange feeling. You both got girls and boys.
Yeah.
My girls just have a different kind of love
Yeah, bro.
for me. And I don't love one more than the other.
I've only got girls here.
Okay. Oh, you don't have boys, sorry.
Let me tell you something, boys.
But you got nephews, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you
But
something.
my son,
Yeah, go.
connection, sorry,
Go,
bro.
go, go,
The
go.
connection I have with my son, like, I spent the first 6 months of his life 12 hours a day with him. We were at home in lockdown.
Yeah.
Layla was working, so she'd come home and he'd be like this watermelon just sitting on this fat, like he's got a batija like me,
I can probably beat you there,
smiling. But, we bonded. And now he wants to sleep next to me. He wants me to do things with him. I'm his soccer coach. I'm his, he wants me to shower. He wants me to hang out.
Oh, you
with him.
coach
I
him?
want to play with him. Unfortunately, I do.
Oh.
But thank God he doesn't like it.
Good.
So he's playing league next year. So we're going to make the
Let me tell you, Al. These strategics, keep him in soccer. I came from soccer. I played 6 years. My first year of footy was under 12s. So what are you going to play in for? What are you going to play in footy for?
It's Oztag.
Because it's Oztag, and because they don't keep count, because they're teaching kids that there's no losers.
I was glad somebody said another. Is it the same?
Same. Can I say something? My son played
There's probably
18 games this year.
yeah.
I'm his coach. Under 5s.
Yeah.
Red Joe was $300. Not about the money. He played 9 minutes in the whole season. I paid $45 a minute, more than what Vodafone used to be back in the day when you called Lebanon.
Yeah.
For him to play. So I was coaching his friends, essentially.
Yeah.
He would just go, I'm going to sit on the side. Who wants to come off? All his friends are like, we don't want to come off.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll have a rest. I'm like, what are you doing? Get on the field.
You know
I
what?
was like, do we have to play today? He's like, are we training or games? I was like, you're playing a game. He's like, I think I'm just going to hold the watch.
Just like pass them the footy, right? Just pass them that footy. Because you know what? Soccer's probably got more contact than league now in that age group.
It would.
It's more contact.
What do you mean? You can attack the ball. Now you're going for their shorts.
The only thing I don't like about soccer is that if there's a player that's dominant, it doesn't give opportunity for other kids to play. Whereas league, you get a chance to run the ball. So he'll get a carry at least 4 or 5 times a half because you're on the field as a coach or the coach is on the field and he'll say, okay, Billy hasn't had a run yet, Billy's ball. And even if Billy runs backwards, he still gets a run.
Yeah.
Whereas in soccer, you can have a kick in, but you just kick it in and
you lose possession. Yeah, you lose possession.
But I agree in terms of if he sticks to it, he will, grow a passion for it. But he's actually loves cricket. And I'm trying to get him into cricket because I was a bit of a cricketer in my day.
Yeah, you were.
Wow.
You were. Yeah, I remember.
Shout out to a couple of mates. We played in the Canterbury Bankstown comp.
Yeah.
And I scored I got a really good bat at Greenacres. And I scored a couple of double hundreds and stuff. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah, Al was a gun.
Mitchell Stark actually played in my soccer team.
Did he?
Mitchell Stark, yeah, for a long time.
Lucky he didn't bowl that year.
Bro, mate, he had 2 left feet in soccer, but Mitch, if you're watching this, Kazi, I'm sorry.
His brother's a
Brandon, I'm actually like I still speak to his mum and his stepdad till today, so we still keep in contact on obviously through social media and stuff. Brandon's an Olympic high jumper, so Mitch was good, decent soccer player, but bro, boy, he can bowl a ball.
tall.
Yeah, he was always a tall kid, bro, and a good bloke too, man. It was always a tall kid. Soccer in the winter, cricket in the summer, but he'd even bring the bat to training sometimes because we had cricket nets at the soccer field. I remember one time because he bowled at me for the tennis ball because I had a plastic bat. I promise you, bro, I swung it. The bat left my hand. Lucky there was a net. Lucky the net caught him. I was horrible, bro.
Fun fact.
Lebanon shouldn't play cricket.
Aaron Richards Best cricketer I've ever seen.
What?
Pat Richards.
Really?
Tigers winger. Could have been an Australian cricketer.
Oh, you're confident about that?
He would have been. But
Wow.
rugby league. He played for Mounties. My brother played against him one day I was watching.
Pat play for Mounties.
Mounties. He was a Mount Pritchard Junior.
Oh, that's for Liverpool boy. Yes, he is.
He hit, like they were pumping this team and they were like 8 for 85. He comes into bat. He scores 150 off about 30 balls, all 6s and 4s. And like they had some good bowlers and just went.
Was having a laugh.
Like the 14s on the 15.
Having a laugh.
And he played great. I'm pretty sure he played like until he got to footy, like a decent level, and then just went footy.
We'll go 40.
Imagine
How
that.
about his goal? His
Kickoffs.
kicking.
Yeah. Like he had that fast twitch fibers that could
Was there, yeah.
to crack a ball.
Yeah,
a
well.
golf ball and a cricket ball. And, yeah.
I wanna get a bit deep here. Now, I get your faith carried you through some tough times, right? Because again, you're close to your God, and you know that this wasn't for me. It wasn't written, but not making grade. Did that break you? Did you have a dark moment?
It wasn't not making grade, because if I wanted to make it, I believe I could have done more to make it. But when you see people say, I used to wake up, when you talk to Jesse,
Sonny, yeah. So far.
when he talked about he knew he wanted to make it and he gave himself a period of time and
He had the plan.
did extras.
He had the goal.
I never did extras. I would go to work. I would study. I was talented, but I never had the work ethic in football to go to that next level.
Did you think talent would just get you there though, or you just didn't know? You didn't know the direction you needed to take.
I never thought about it, but look at our comparison, right? Your dad said, "You're not allowed to go work. Whatever you need, I've got it for you here," right? So put you in your comfort zone. My dad let me work, but I never really had to fight for anything. You look at Jesse or Sonny, he was 18, he had a child. He had to support his parents. He had to make football or he had no other choice. We didn't have that. So I got to the stage where I was like, I can study. I can play football and make 20 grand a year getting match payments and still enjoy it. Play cricket on the weekend, play golf. And I was still young, like we weren't married. My wife would work on the weekends or fiance at the time. So I had time to do things that I enjoyed. And I didn't have the burning, like I wanted to make it, but it wasn't everything to me. So what gave me my dark moments was imposter syndrome in everything that I did. So when I was working and I was killing it, I was like, am I even, like, is this real? Like I'd go to a meeting and I'd meet a CEO and like my boss would take me to a meeting and we'd sit down and meet these people and I would feel like I was in the wrong room. Like this room was beyond what I was able to do. So I always had a performance anxiety in what I could deliver. When we'd finish, I always over-delivered, but I never had the confidence to go into that. So a lot of my anxiety came from underperforming when I had to perform, the pressure of just being the best I could be. Playing for Lebanon, I think that satisfied the urge. If I hadn't played for Lebanon, maybe I would have taken a different route and tried to go, but I played in some amazing opportunities. Never played in the World Cup, but played with some amazing people. And to me, there was more important things in the world than footy. Like what you said about the Friday night loss for the Dragons. I used to be that guy. And then one day I was watching the footy and I think I threw the remote and Layla said, "Did you just throw the remote?" I said, "Yeah." The referee, and she's like, "Hang on a second. How old are you? You 10? Like seriously."
Yeah.
She goes, "It's just a game of footy. Like, what are you doing?" That was like a light bulb moment. Obviously it took me another 8 years to realize that properly.
Yep.
But it was sense. It's like these guys are entertaining you and you're getting upset over something you don't have control over. Like, what are you doing? There's people that don't have food. There's people that are being slaughtered and you're sitting here worried about a football game.
Yeah.
So those things are what I said, no, that's great. But am I thinking of me? I've got kids now. So I stopped playing footy before I had kids. Stopped playing cricket long before we had kids because, I want to spend weekends with my wife. But learning things that are important, being a man. And when I say being a man, it's not being tough and walking around with your chest puffed out. That's not what a man is. If anything, that's toxic masculinity that there's too much of. Being a man is understanding your responsibilities and respecting the needs of your family that you've chosen. So you've taken your wife away from her parents into your home and you need to give her what they gave her and more.
Yep.
Or she can go back to her parents. Like, why'd you take her away from that?
Exactly.
My wife had everything she needed from her parents. She didn't need me to give her anything. But learning that not to be complacent and just go, yeah, life's good. She's not going to leave, and just getting on with life. Like, I was a bum. I'd go to work. I'd come home. I'm tired. I want to watch the footy, like learning to be a man in that sense and own up to my responsibility, take accountability for my actions is what I'm still trying to do every day. And I know I'll never get to be perfect, right? And you can compare yourself to other people, but it's irrelevant. You could be a dad that does certain things and I could do things better, but it doesn't mean I'm a better father than you because your circumstances are different to mine. So understanding what your responsibilities are and taking accountability for your actions. So when you make a mistake, just own up to it. I used to get defensive. And I still do sometimes and go,
victim mentality.
but this and like we laugh in our household, and it's a bit political, but the Hamas argument. So look, the Palestinian conflict is very close to my heart. My family's very close in the south of Lebanon. And I think obviously I wish the government would do more and the people would do more, and that it would be sorted, but not just Palestine, Sudan, Congo, all these things weigh on you as well. So you're going to work, you're going to life and trying to enjoy yourself, and then you got people that you're seeing on a daily basis that are just withering away, and you can't do anything about it. That's pressure, And then you turn up and someone says, "Oh, what happened here?" And you're like, "Oh, I didn't, but you did this," but hang on. You didn't say anything for 5 years, and because I brought it up to your attention now you're saying to me, but you used to do this. You can't do that in an argument. Own up, yes, I stuffed up. I did the wrong thing. And another time, when there's no incident, then you can bring it up and say, hey, listen, these things happen often. I'd rather you didn't do that, or I'd like you. And then you can sort it out. But don't throw a grenade when someone's giving you criticism or feedback on something you've done to hurt them. It's not your reality. It's their reality. And I can say thankfully that I've never had dark thoughts in terms of taking my life, or life's never been that bad. But man, I started a business with 3 kids and I was on an income over 200 grand a year. Like, I was killing it.
Was that at the pool?
At the pool. Like, I was killing it. And I was teaching and I was working at the pool, and I was doing some side stuff. Like, I was going really well. I had a gym. Like, I was killing it.
So what made you grow the pair of balls and the kahunas to actually say, fuck this? Because I was in a similar boat to you, bro. I don't know if you probably know my story.
So you left the
accounting. I left accounting and to take probably a 50% pay cut. But I was all right. I had my business on the side, the DJ, which compensated. But fuck, bro, to do what you did.
So my income was $40,000 that first year when I left work
from your business,
and our mortgage was 60 grand a year. So and lucky.
What do you do there, bro? How do you do that?
I was lucky I was a teacher.
Yeah.
So I went back to school and I spoke to my principal and said, I'm leaving my job. I worked for 15 years in a business that it's safe to say I generated close to $10 million in revenue for him over that period.
Yep.
In leisure, with people paying $10 per entry.
That's big bucks.
So that's a lot of people.
A lot of people,
right?
yeah.
And I walked away with less than 40 grand in redundancy because it was a private business and because I got taxed and a few things happened. So that was fine because that was my wage for the next 3 or 4 months, 5 months to get going, pay my mortgage. And I got paid working 3 days a week at school because it was COVID. So I was online teaching. So online teaching, homeschooling my daughter who was in kindy, my newborn's floating around, making content for my new business that I just started, and managing the stress of COVID. And my mother-in-law had cancer, and managing, what she's going through and my wife's feelings and all these things. And like, I didn't cope very well. I used to hide behind different things and make excuses and, but I'm struggling. And my wife would never say to me, like, go look yourself in the mirror. But she struggled. And I'm still learning how to step up and be the right person that I can be for her. Because no matter what she's feeling, she gets up in the morning. Those kids have everything they need. She remembers excursions, appointments, everything. And I'm pretty good like that, right? I'm not one of those guys that doesn't know their kids' birthdays and like I know,
yeah, of course,
sort of stuff, right? But like she doesn't rest at night. Her brain is like, tomorrow morning, my son's got this, my daughter's got this. Next week they've got.
All the same, mate.
I put my head on the pillow and I'm gone.
I'm the exact same.
Can I ask you a question, Ali? how important is it for a man to have a supportive woman, a woman that understands, a woman that if she has a problem with you, she can communicate it to you, but without shitting on you and breaking you? How
Everything. It's everything. If people say, and I listen to a lot of business stuff, right? They say, if you want to be successful in life, choose the right partner.
Yep.
Now, obviously, if you're a man of faith, which you guys are, I am, everything's written, right? And I listen to Christians
Sukkah?
here on the way here. The grass isn't greener. The grass is greener where you water it,
Yes.
right? It's not greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. So you meet your partner. Yes, there's anomalies. There's kinks in the system where someone isn't compatible. But generally, if you're a sane, normal person, when I say sane, I mean like, you know, you're a regular person and you meet a regular person, there's nothing that says that can't work. You don't get married to get married. You get married to stay married.
Yes.
So if you don't work at your marriage every day,
Can you say that again?
you don't get married to get married. You get married to stay married. You don't build a business to say you've got a business. You build a business so you can build the business until you
Grow.
pays like you're living. And that's what humans forget. You can have the best wife in the world. You can have the best flower. You can have the best fruit tree. You stop watering it and looking after it, what's going to happen? It's going to die. Eventually, the neglect is going to get to it and it's going to suffer. And all of our wives at one stage or another have gone through that and probably still go through it, but don't share because they're far stronger than us. And I know people say your mum and dad, like they build the foundation for 18 years, but you spend the good part of 60, 50, 40, whatever you're lucky enough to spend with your partner. When your kids grow up and they move on, who's going to be left? You and your wife.
Yep.
So yes, your parents did a job.
I always say that, bro.
Your parents did a job, right?
Yeah.
But from the time I was 23, man, my wife has taught me so many things. Like, you know, and I'm not embarrassed to say this. When we got married, I said to her, when we first got married, I said, I hate doing dishes and I don't like cleaning toilets. I'll do other stuff. She said to me, I beg your pardon? I said, yeah, like I'll vacuum and she goes, where's the suitcases? I was like, what do you mean? We went on a trip. We just came back from our honeymoon. She goes, where's it? I went and got a suitcase. She goes, pack your shit and go back to your parents' house. I said, I beg your pardon? Like, it was not, like, we were married for a week. She's like, you're not better than me. I've got a job. You've got a job. We're either going to do this together.
It's going to get it done, though. It's going to get it
Like,
done.
what are you talking about? And she wasn't telling me to leave. Telling me to wake up.
Yep.
And unfortunately, in our culture, when there's a strong woman that voices her opinion,
She's no
people
good.
don't like it.
She's no good.
You're a pussy.
You know, not just that,
Yeah.
you're a soft cock.
Soft cock,
you know,
yeah.
this, that. What they don't understand is that that strong woman is going to carry your family on her back,
Yep.
no matter what you do as a man. And how good you are as a man is what's going to allow you to feed her so she's stronger and it doesn't impact her.
I've been in that position. Sometimes I still go through it now. Like you saying when you first got married, our culture teaches us we're babied. As boys, we're babied by our mums. Our mums do everything for us. We're not used to fucking doing the shit that our dads used to do. So we're not. But when I first got married, like straight out, like I had it all made for me. So like taking out the bins, just the little shit, cleaning up the backyard, having pride in your house. That shit never used to faze me, bro. Because I never used to give a fuck. Because I was just at home. When I was living at home with my friends, I was just going to work. Pre-marriage, going to work, DJing, playing footy.
Renting.
Everything was rented. My mum goes, this is a hotel. Hey, the hotel. This is a hotel.
I've copped that one.
Cop that one. I'm sure everyone's copped that one. Now, bro, a lot of I'm sure a lot of the boys agree with me, bro. Like, you do need to fucking sometimes step up and just take the reins and do not fucking.
We
Do
can't
not tell anybody you're doing this. Just do it together, bro. To get through, man.
we can't look at our fathers and say, you know, oh, that's the definition of a man, right? Because let's be real.
Different.
Our dads never did what we do with our wives, right? And
Because I can only remember what my dad picked me up from school once.
because what do you mean? I think my dad once had a job to pick us up and forgot to pick us up. we didn't even make it home.
And
That was the one time he had to do it.
And we didn't care.
But
Anyway.
what we do today, yeah, it doesn't define whether you're a man. Sorry, and I'm gonna say it for what it is. if you're helping your wife do the dishes, or you're cleaning toilets, or you're mopping the floor, right? People don't see that. Sorry, that's not a bitch.
You're not helping, Joey. You're not helping your wife.
No, I
It's
don't.
not her job.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for
But it's even the language.
but thank you
used.
the language. Thank you for correcting me. But what I'm trying to
I know
say
what you
is,
mean.
it's that doesn't make you less of a man. You're actually strengthening that foundation.
You know, when we get married, right? You do your cut the book dab, which is signing of the wedding paper.
Yeah,
Don't deal with
The
this
sheikh
much.
says to you, he asks you 3 times if you accept this woman to be your bride. The reason they ask you 3 times is you can't say, I didn't hear you, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And there has to be witnesses, right? So do you take her? Yes, I do. Do you take her? Yes, I do. He also says to her in front of you, and he says, make sure you're listening. You don't have to cook and clean. You don't have to do anything at home. What's his is yours. What's yours is yours. So if she makes money,
Oh.
we can't touch it.
Really?
Not allowed to touch it. She can say it's for us, but you're not allowed to touch it. And what you make is for the family.
Wow.
It's your responsibility. If she breastfeeds your child, you have to pay her a wage to breastfeed your child. Most women don't accept, like they don't take it. But rightfully, she's entitled to be paid a wage because that's a job. She's giving her
Life.
life. She's literally being sucked out of
Her life's going to suck out of her.
to raise your child.
yeah. Well,
You know what I mean? So, but when you're 20 years old and you're doing your wedding, you don't think of these things like that. Everyone laughs and go, "This sheikh's off his head. He's telling the mum she doesn't have to cook and clean." It's like, bro, like this is a partnership, and in this day and age, the woman works like the man, if not harder. She's expected to go to work, and most households that have old school, man, she's not allowed to go anywhere. Whatever, she's stuck cooking and cleaning. Like my wife and I cook equally, if not. Like she does 12-hour shifts when she works in the medical field. She's a nurse. Shout out to Belmore Medical. That's where she works. I don't need any emergency nursing and that. They've got
Hopefully no one ever needs emergency nursing.
But even just like a kid fever or something, stitches, they can do that.
Mad.
She'll do 12-hour shifts. She leaves at 7:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, comes home at 8:30 at night.
wow.
3 days a week.
What a soldier, bro.
And I go to work too, but if it wasn't for help, like with, her dad picks up jobs, things like that, we can't manage.
You can't do.
But I don't sit at home and when she comes home at 8 o'clock go,
Your turn.
all right, I did it once or twice and I was like, it's not acceptable. And accountability, bro, it comes down to it.
But you were lucky enough to be given a chance because there's some that turn.
Your partner is everything, Joe.
There's some that turn. They won't give you that chance. If you make that mistake, brother, they're out the door.
100%. bro.
I disagree with you to a point where, in terms of, I know Christian was talking about it, every situation, every rope has a tension point before it snaps.
Absolutely.
Every single thing.
Absolutely.
So the ones that get to the point where, the dad or the mum can't see the kids anymore and it's gone beyond whatever.
Beyond repair.
reprieve, that's a 5% here and a 5% there. But the 90% in the middle, the 95% in the middle, it needs compromise, Joe. You said you hadn't spoken to someone in 2 or 3 years. They called you when your old man passed away and you forgave him.
100%.
He didn't ask you for forgiveness. He was paying his condolences, his respects. He was struggling with that himself. But for him to call you, he took accountability that it was his error that he had to call you. You were the bigger person and said, I forgive you, right?
Mm.
Billy said it the other day with 50 Cent when you were talking to him.
I'll let
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
I forgive him. And they're like, hang on, you're not supposed to do that. He's like, well, it's not on. I'm comfortable in my own skin to forgive him. That's the sort of people that take accountability and don't wait for other people to allow them to be the person they need to be.
And this is what I love about what we do. We were talking about it today. We went from episode 3, because episode 1 and 2 was about us two, right? We've taken like a little bit out of everyone. And I'll tell you, if Billy Dibb wasn't sitting down in front of us and told us that story, would I have really picked up the phone when that guy called?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not, brother.
Because when it rang, I looked and I went, what the fuck? Like, I had to clear the eyes up. Am I seeing this right? And in that moment, I thought of Billy, and I'm like,
You shocked me, bro, when you told me this.
Yeah.
You shocked. I wouldn't think you picked that up.
bro, Billy, in that moment, thought he was dying, and he could do that. So I thought to myself, I'm able. I'm not sick. I'm still here. I lost my father.
Is he fighting again? Is he? Did I read somewhere he's fighting again?
Yes.
Has he got something?
Yes.
Is he?
I love you, bro.
Is
You're a...
Oh, wow.
This is how he done it.
Yes.
I love you, bro. First of all, how do you know Billy?
when I started my business,
Fit XRP?
just Fit XP.
XP, sorry.
So it's the fitness.
Sorry, XRP. I'll be Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, get on XRP, man.
Fit XP.
When I started my business, we were still in lockdown, and I was using my workplace to make content for school. And I asked, and I said, look, and I approached my boss and told him to invest in the business with me. Said he wasn't in a position, so he gave me permission to start making my stuff and transition me out of his business.
Yeah.
So he was good to me enough to do that. We still got a great relationship.
That's very rare, bro.
Right. So he gave me 6 months. He goes, build your business up and then you can whatever. And the original concept of our business was to get an athlete. So Joe Maroon's the athlete, the rugby league player, loves cricket. So we will create a challenge that's got rugby league and cricket components. And we'll get school kids to do this challenge. And then we'll run an 8-week program building skills in those sports. And then we'll retest them in that challenge.
Wow.
And then we'll have a scoreboard to show how the kids went in the Joe Maroon challenge. And we had Brad Abbey was our first athlete, played for the Dogs a couple of games, did his knee.
He's a Mounties boy as well.
Still worked with his wife. So that was an easy one. Haneen Zreika, the first Muslim AFL player, was our second athlete.
Yes.
And now, mind you, we hadn't started yet. So we weren't FitXP. We didn't have an Instagram page or nothing. So I reached out to these people saying, I'll give you $200 to come and film a video for an hour. And they made a video. And it was a 4-minute video. What's your name, Brad Abbey? What do you like doing? I like this and that. I've got a family, whatever. I like basketball, rugby league. We'd show some highlight reels of their career. So they'd make the video. We'd go through the challenge, film them doing the challenge. We'd put up their score and then bang, we'd run it. And we've still got this stuff. So Billy at the time had about 30,000 followers. And a friend of ours said, I know Billy. I'll ask him if he'll do a video for you, like whatever. And I was like, all right, ask him. And I knew of Billy, and I followed his career lightly, but I didn't really know him. Man, she messaged him on Instagram. He got my number, messaged me. He said, yeah, I'm keen. I rang him. He said, yeah, I'll help you. Like, at the time, that was a big fish for us, right? And it was like a guy that, and I know Billy was he just finished his career. He was sort of in a hiatus, but he'd won 2 world championships. Like, it was a prominent figure for us.
He could have asked for something.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And he was happy. He didn't even want to take money. He took a couple $100, whatever, for his time. And he went on his way and made the video. But then we picked up a few other athletes. So we got a softballer from Australia. Botul Vete Welsh was one of our athletes as well.
Yeah, well.
And Maitland Brown, who plays for the Australian cricket team. So we had a few different things. Long story short, these athletes weren't that prominent. And after about 3 years, people didn't know who they were. So it was really hard to get kids to watch these videos. They're not Kalen Ponga.
Yeah.
Top 0, yeah.
They're not. So we said, look, it's great to have these people involved as ambassadors, but like having them as a showpiece, in 5 years' time, the kids aren't going to know who they are. And Brad didn't play many first grade games after that. Kids know Billy now, so we sort of moved away from that, just went into sports. And we still do a lot of stuff with golf. So we got a really good golf program that we run, but we build on just giving the kids a challenge and then getting them to work up to the skills in it. But I guess the biggest thing that we've done is you came through the Catholic system. Did you? You both came through the Catholic system.
Yeah.
I came through the public system and a bit of the private system. Every schooling system has an association that they play sport under. The Muslim schools don't. So they join someone. They join an independent schools competition. So when I was teaching, say, I think it was 2009, there'd been some competitions before. They got some schools together. Joey would run it for 3 or 4 years, and then he'd change jobs and it would fizzle out. So we started this thing called the Harmony Cup with 4 schools. We got 4 local schools. We said, hey, and I knew the teachers, let's get together and play soccer. So we played soccer. Then we did basketball, then we did OzTag, whatever, cricket.
Muslim schools?
Muslim schools.
Yeah.
So we went from 4, fast forward 9 years, we've got 34 schools that play in Sydney now, which is pretty much all of them. And they play 7 or 8 events a term. So they do basketball, European handball, athletics, cross country, OzTag, soccer, and cricket.
So this is like the Muslim MCS, MCCS, whatever.
Yeah. CCC, those competitions, GPS.
So you founded this.
So I started this with like NXP.
That's mad,
and I was a teacher, so I was into the schools. So we do it. 35 schools. Last year, we took 10 kids from New South Wales, boys, and 10 girls to Victoria to play against the Victorian Islamic schools. So it was the first interstate challenge.
Oh, wow.
This year,
Did you grow with interstate, or did someone else have it set up?
so they had their own
They had their own little comp.
comp. They call it Bashahuli because AFL, they're big on AFL.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they play soccer. So I met someone that we called it, and we formed, and we took them over.
Yep.
So we played the first Interstate Harmony Cup. This year, in 3 weeks' time, we're taking 50 kids from New South Wales, 30 kids from South Australia to Queensland to play against the Queensland, South Australia, and New South Wales combined Islamic schools.
That's bad, bro.
Next year, we're looking in the date in Sydney, so it'll be at Narrabeen Sport and Rec, and we've got Western Australia in the works, so we're working on them, and Victoria will come back. They couldn't play this year, come back next year. So 200 of the best kids have now got an opportunity to showcase their talent because of the issues we went through being kids in a system that didn't agree with us. And we play currently, or why the system was broken, our schools had to join a CISA, which is independent schools, which are mostly Jewish schools in the eastern suburbs. And obviously, with things that are going on,
It's not gonna work. Yeah.
so we still compete in certain things, but a lot of our families don't like doing it.
Yeah.
And we don't get a crack. So when they have soccer trials, we'll go on trial, we'll send 10 kids and we'll get 0 make it. And it's like, what's the point? Like, why are we going?
Why are you going?
Yeah.
We'll go to an athletics carnival, we'll play them, and they'll thump us. So we're like, what's the point? They got 30 schools that have been institutionalized into playing these things. So we made our own. And next year, the plan is after the nationals to take a group of Australian kids internationally to play in Malaysia or in an Asian country.
Well done.
That's crazy.
Start growing. So that's given a platform for our kids. So that's called the Harmony Cup. So if you see it, get behind it. We aren't exclusive to Islamic schools, so we have independent schools that aren't Muslim that play.
Yeah.
But we also have had public schools participate. And if a local Catholic school, someone said, hey, we don't have a competition, can we play? More than welcome to. So it just started with Islamic schools because they didn't have a
They had
platform.
nowhere to play.
They didn't have a platform, excuse me. So that was like one of the big things that we're working on at the moment. So it's amazing. And the traction we've got behind it, a lot of businesses have got behind us and sort of, getting behind us, and it's been amazing.
Well done, Ali. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
That's crazy.
That's big, bro.
I actually didn't know that, bro. I
Yeah,
didn't know you were doing that.
And we don't go out and, stand on mountaintops and shout it. We just give these kids an opportunity. And it's not about us. Like, we've got an Instagram page for it, but we're not trying to, we don't beat our chest. It's about giving the kids a platform. And you know what it's like, Joe. If you played in a platform or a system that had all equal parties, you don't know what the outcome could have been. It could have been different for
Could
us.
have been anything.
Right? If the NRL wasn't prejudice and all sports like soccer and cricket, they're all political and they all got their little cliques where you got to go through this way or know this person or sponsor this.
So you don't know what you know, bro.
But even going back before that, when I was working in leisure, we knew there was a problem in mental health, like a big problem. So we actually founded this concept called Well XP, and that's the XP is experience. So it stands for experience. Yep. So we've got different experiences that we come out with. Well XP was actually the original in 2019. We invited schools, kids from about 20 to 30 schools, all denominational schools around Bankstown, St. George, the Shire, everywhere. We ended up with about 1,200 kids that came to Hurstville Aquatic. We used that centre, and we had, on one court, we had stalls, mental health, Are You Okay, Headspace, Beyond Blue.
Yep.
We had sexual education. We had the police there doing like a safety talk about drinking and alcohol abuse, drug abuse. We had spiritual. We had a couple of religious people there. And we had nutrition, like people giving away samples. Kombucha Remedy came and gave away kombucha.
Yeah.
At the time, we had like a drink supplier. We had Cranked and stuff they were giving out. On the middle court, we had fitness challenges. So we had a rower, we had a bench press, we had a few different things like that. So they get a chance to do like as many bench presses they could do at 20 kilos in a minute. I think like a 300-meter row, what time?
Yeah.
We played a big Kahoot game. And on the other side, we had like a musician playing live music, and we had guest speakers. So Ian Thorpe came, Aaron Woods came, Tamana Tahu came. We did a bit of a panel, and they spoke to the kids about their experiences. And we had a mental health advocate that spoke as well. Alex Dimos is in Melbourne. Amazing day. Then COVID hit the next year. So when I departed my employment, the concept is I took it with me. So we're going to revitalize it in the next couple of years. I'm going to bring it out, and we're going to make it bigger and have 10,000 kids attend this day and have Guest speakers speak about their experiences, which is where you come in, and some of your guests. Athletes talk about their experiences. We have businesses, give back, and if they want to promote sponsorships and do sampling and stuff to get their name out there, and then have activities for the kids to do like workshops. So picture like a convention center type thing.
Yeah.
Kids are just roaming around. You have a stage, you have guest speaker, and you have different sections. That's the thing we're trying to build. And these are the days where already companies do mental health days where they get all these people to speak about, like Ned Brockman, and they speak about their experience in an auditorium, but they don't have all three together, where they have the breakout space and the activities and the athletes and
You've got the formula.
So
It's the formula.
yeah, and it's called the wellness experience because it's about wellness in general, not just mental health,
one aspect.
not just social health, not emotional health, not spiritual, not.
But how important is it what you're doing now? Honestly, and let's be real now, Ali, with what kids face today, with the access they have, right? Whether it's a technology, tablet, phone, YouTube, TV, it's out of this world.
It is.
How important is what you're doing? I can't even speak English.
Do you see any broken kids?
How important is it?
You do. Like you see a lot. I'm thankful there's networks around what I do, but even not enough. Like I did my prac at a school in Campbelltown. I won't say the name of the school. I did 2 pracs in Campbelltown when I finished teaching. And this is why I love teaching. I'll never let go of teaching. So one school had about 400 students, broken communities. There was a death in the area. A girl was found in a suitcase near one of the schools.
Oh, God.
She wasn't from that community, but it was right next to the school. It was about 20 years ago. Like a 2-year-old was found in a suitcase in a creek or something. So that school was a tough school. Broken homes, broken families. When I was at school doing prac, one of the kids had an altercation with a teacher and tried to stab a teacher. And really like brought the community together. What I loved about it is I remember one day I wore this Samoan t-shirt. So one of my mates went to Samoa, came back, brought me a t-shirt, Samoa, like all tribal stuff. And I wore it to school one day. All the kids were like, "Hey, sir, Sole, what are you doing? Solde, kefe, bufa." I don't know what I was saying, but like, and we bonded over that because they thought I had, and I said, "Yeah, man, I got family that are from New Zealand just to, connect."
Yeah.
Fuck
You actually look at me.
But
Yeah, I'm not taking the piss.
So, and we just connected. And
I'm like Jazz Tavanga.
I don't know if that's a compliment or.
No. Anyways, no, he's a good looking bloke. Sorry, bro.
So, I connected with those kids and I got offered a job there, but it was just too far from home at the time. And I did my prac at a school down the road that had 900 kids. They had a new estate type school where mum would stay at home with the kids, dad would go to work, like well off, hated it, hated the school because the kids were just ratty, same area, like within less than a kilometre away from each other. But one group of kids was like a spoiled group and the other kids were just battling and needed someone just to be there and help them. So 4 or 5 of my mates from uni actually stayed there and taught for like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal. Like, my first day of prac, Joey, I got there and everyone gets given their teacher. You're with Joe, you're with Billy, you're with Ali, and you go to your class. I had year 6, right? And I was told I had the worst year 6 class out of the 3 that they had. And I rocked up.
How did you feel?
And the deputy principal gave everyone their cards and said, Ali, you here? I said, yep. She goes, can you stay back? Because I need to speak to you. I said, sure. So here we go. Something's wrong with my accreditation. Something's broken. She pulled me into her office and said, listen, your teacher's away today. She's on a cricket gala day. We've got a casual teacher in the classroom, but let's just say you're probably going to have to teach the class today. I was like, I beg your pardon? She's like, well, yeah, he's just supervising. And I was like, okay. So I walked into this class. I taught the whole day.
Is your first proper gig?
This is my first not casual, sorry. This is work experience. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm not even qualified yet.
Fucking hell.
So he's the qualified teacher. He sat at the back of the room and read a magazine and I taught this class for the day.
How was it?
Kids loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, obviously, stories. I showed them the YouTube video.
So now primary school teaching?
Primary.
Yeah.
This was year 6. And then my next prac was kindergarten.
Oh my
I
God.
felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's hard. Stepped on a kid, walked into the classroom, stepped on a kid. One kid goes, can I go to the toilet? I go, can you just recess is like 1 minute away? Just, yeah, I can hold it. He weed in his pants. I'm like,
shut up.
Later that day, the kid's like, a kid just sitting down really quiet, usually like really chirpy. I'm like, what's going on with this kid? Anyway, didn't say anything. Reading a book. What's that smell?
Get fucked.
Bro, pooed his pants.
Oh, huddle.
And I think my teacher just gone, I'm just 1 second going to the bathroom, coming back. That happened. I'm like, come on, man.
Murphy's Law, bro.
What do you do? Like, first day.
Did you clean it up? What did you do, bro?
No, I sent him to the office.
Yeah, I was going to say
The buddy, it's teaching me back.
He's never doing.
But my first experience with kids and poo, if I can say this.
Yeah.
So we all, bro.
I'm going to say this kid's name because it was 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It was my first month working at the aquatic center. And they said, we've got a school group. Do you want to teach a school group? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've done a few lessons. So I'm teaching these kids, right? And there's this little area with like water, and there's like at the side of the pool. So it's about a 5-meter gap. So we'll finish the lesson, and they had like a magic carpet, which is a floating piece of like
Foam.
kick forward.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd walk on it, and then I'd go, wee, and do like aeroplanes. Yeah, right. We'd grab them around the waist and put them on the other side, and they'd go to their teacher.
We.
Right?
No fun.
So this kid was a redhead. You know, there was a redhead that played for Illawarra. Was it Skiffaletti? Not Skiffaletti.
No, hang on.
Neil something. This kid's name was Neil. I don't know what his last name was.
Yeah.
This kid's name was Neil.
Probably his son.
Bro, this kid's probably 40 years old now because he was like, I don't know, 7 or something in 2001. I don't know, he's about 30. Anyway, so we're doing this, right? And I go to do it with him, and he's petrified. He's shivering and shaking. I go, Neil, what's wrong? Anyway, so I do like a little bit, and I put him down. And I look at Neil, and I see brown water dripping from.
Oh, no.
Now, I see brown water. I'm like, it's all right. Neil, do you need to go to the bathroom? Miss, Neil needs to go to the bathroom. Neil goes to the bathroom, and then it hit me, literally, in the nose.
Oh.
I smell something. What is it? I look down.
Oh, no.
Do you know pepper? There was black nuggets in the water everywhere, and I'd stepped in it. So I was walking in this.
Oh, bro.
It took me 3 weeks of bleach to get the smell out of my feet.
Yuck.
Out of your nasal cavity too, but that'll hang off you.
So I love you, Neil, if you're listening.
Neil Pinchinelli.
That's it. And that's why I was like, is that Pinchinelli's son? Like, you look like him.
That'll absolutely.
So back to Billy Dib. So there's actually a charity fight going on.
Yes.
September 25th.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday night.
Yep.
Billy's actually fighting. It's an exhibition fight, and it is a great cause. So the fundraiser is for the Legends Foundation. So what the Legends Foundation do is they actually give support to talented kids, right? Talented kids
As in
in
athletes,
boxing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That don't even have the funds to buy their own mouth guard,
Yeah, okay.
their own straps.
So, like, they're not paying for training, obviously. So these guys are trying to.
Mate,
It's
they're just it's a great organization giving back to the community and giving back to the kids. And let's be real, Ali. What kept us off the streets? Like, I'm sure you had mates that went the other way.
It was sport. You know, I was in year 12, and I had a mate that I used to catch the bus with. When I say mate, he used to catch the bus. So we used to talk, laugh. We played sport one day, and I was playing sport. So we played a knockout, and we finished late, so I didn't get the bus and the train that day. That kid got shot at Bankstown Station.
Oh, God.
And killed. And funny enough, the coincidence is my wife called the bus. She was in year 7 at the time for the first time ever. And she sat in front of that and saw it. So she's never caught the bus again. And I didn't catch the bus that day, and he passed away. So I was in year 12. I was a school captain at the time, and our community had to deal with that. This young man's dad, who had 5 or 6 kids at the time, came to school and said, because everyone was angry. It was a 5T gang member. Had an altercation with one of his friends. He came in and goes, hey, like, don't talk to him like that, whatever. Pulled out a gun, shot him point blank range in the shoulder, punctured his lung at Bankstown Station, died at the scene.
Wasn't even his problem. It wasn't his fault.
Just in there, like, just trying to.
Wrong place, wrong
And they just took off.
And
This guy's dad came, and this is the strength of character. His dad came to the school and spoke to 500 students that were really angry and said, listen, I've already forgiven him. My son is gone, and he was meant to go. Please don't seek revenge. Please, I don't want another mother or father to feel what I felt when my son was taken from me. This is a man that lost his second youngest son, who was probably like the pride and joy of his family because he was academic, was everything.
Sporty, everything.
All the older boys were concreters and tradies, and you know. But he was the one that was gonna make a difference.
So the headspace he had to be in, and the faith,
there, bro.
the strength of his faith, Joey. Eh?
Something else. But
Fuck.
sport does that.
Kept me out of that situation. I
Sport-
could have been on that bus.
Yeah, absolutely. And what the Legends Foundation is doing is right down our alley.
Do we have anything to show? To show the
Hey?
viewers? Do we have anything to show?
Yeah.
the viewers?
Dan, can I get the pamphlet up?
There's our boy Big Bill.
It's been on socials as well.
Yeah.
for sure.
So that's
around.
so it's Billy Dibb versus Fleming at Bella Vista Hotel, September 25th. We've bought a table.
Yeah, we're supporting the night, aren't we, John?
So the Billy Joe podcast is going to support Billy, and the foundation. We've invited our good friend Ali, who's going to join us on the night as well with Fit XP.
Yeah, for sure. But
So we've actually organised a few tables through other companies. So mic'd up. Big shout out to our boys, our partners. Mic'd Up Studios have bought a table as well on the night to once they found out what this was for, they jumped straight onto it.
it's all for a good cause, Joey, man. And guys, yeah, do dig deep if you do want to be involved. Please, all the details are here. If you have any questions, please do let us know. Hit us up on our page, man.
Message us on Instagram if you are interested in the night. It's $80 for a general admission ticket.
Yep.
Right. And for a table of 10, it is $3,000 to
Food and everything.
back the night. It's catered.
Catered, yeah, food and everything.
So it's a sit down.
And I'm assuming the tables will be in good positions to see the fight.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever table you're on, you're in a great position to witness what goes on that night. Fully catered, food, drinks, but more importantly, let's not forget why we're doing it, and it's to give kids an opportunity that other kids have. And you know what? Let's even that playing field, because it's well and good to say, look at the Aboriginal community and look at these Lebos in Bankstown, but sorry, when you've got a kid in the eastern suburbs or the northern beaches, that it's not middle class. Let's be real, right? They're fully equipped,
Top shelf.
right? They go to a private school where the fees are $80,000 a year. They have the best of the best. Why don't we talk about those ones that go haywire? But when you come to the Bronx, yeah, when we are struggling and mental health is ripe. I'm not saying there's no mental health in the northern beaches,
Yeah.
but the circumstances that the southwest Sydney is under and the western suburbs, mate, it doesn't make it any easier, does it?
No, bro. It's a lot more relaxing looking at a beachfront to calm your mind than being out west and got battle.
Well, let's be real, Bill.
Not taking anything away, but I reckon
No, but
my opinion.
absolutely, you're right.
It's my opinion.
Because it's, in my opinion, to back your opinion, right? What can solve a lot of our problems?
Serenity.
Is it not money?
Yeah.
Does that not get rid of a lot of issues?
But on that, boy, yeah, I think what's important is everyone's got something. So even the kid that's got nothing has got something, right? You've got a mouth. You've got a friend. You've got something you can do. So you may not be able to pay $80 for a ticket, right? But you might be able to donate a mouth guard.
Yeah.
You'll be able to download a $10 voucher.
100%.
So what it is, and I mean, we go through everything, whether it's having a platform to speak up about certain things. If you're in a position to do something for someone, you should do it, because in every faith, it tells you if you give one, you'll get 10 in return. And it may not be in monetary value. You might get to live 10 years
another way.
Yeah.
You might be blessed with your children. You might be blessed with something that you don't know is a blessing until after. If you heard it's a Chinese proverb, but it's obviously in every faith and culture it's spoken about. The farmer, he has a son, and they're like, oh, that's fantastic. He goes, maybe, maybe not. Then his son breaks his leg. He's like, oh, your son broke his leg. Like, that's no good. He's like, maybe, maybe not. Then the army come through to do the subscription. He can't go because he's got a broken leg. They're like, that's fantastic. Maybe, maybe not. So everything was maybe, maybe not. Because yes, it's good in one sense, but he's got a broken leg in another sense. Or yes, he didn't go to compulsory subscription, but there's different things. So in life, what we're dealt, the deck we're given is what you get. You don't get a reshuffle.
Yeah.
If you're born with a disability, if you're born with, a really bad family situation, you don't get a redeal. Yes, people can change their life. People can make a difference, make a change. But unless someone puts their hand out and says, hey, I'm going to help you, like your coach when you were 12 years old, he left an impact on your life, mate, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean?
Over.
The hard knocks you copped from your parents raising you, like that did something to you.
For sure, bro.
You know what I mean? Like me marrying my wife was meant to happen because I don't marry her. Who knows what happens? But I've taken the decisions I need to take in my life because someone strong has been there to hold my hand and say, let's do it together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you got a platform, stand up and speak. Like, again, I talk about things and Palestine's always close to my heart. There's people that have a platform that don't speak up about it. But there's also people that don't speak up about anything. They see, like, if you've seen the videos of someone walking and they do like a social experiment where a young kid gets taken from their parents,
someone's goes off.
Yeah. People just go,
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? You looked at
You're running.
grab the kid.
You're running 100%.
Or you see a guy like going to a girl, like, a social experiment, just sitting next to her, putting his arm around her. She's like, I don't know.
Uncomfortable you see.
And they're like just looking around. Now, I'll tell you, when I was young, my parents told me, if you see something, walk the other way. Because they were worried about me getting left in a gutter.
Yeah.
They never told me to stand up for social justice. And I hate that about my upbringing. But why did I marry my wife? Because she's a warrior when it comes to social justice.
Yeah.
She was on the Harbour Bridge on the weekend, walking front and center with my daughter, saying, like, let's go. Like, and I've got strength from her. And now I've got the courage to speak up for what I want. I used to be a yes man. I used to say yes to everything. Now I'm like, hang on a second. Like, I can't do this. Like, you want to do this on I can't do this on a Thursday. It's not going to work. I can't come to work at 8 o'clock because my daughter's got school and I've got no one else to drop her off. So I have to go. Learning to say no is the best thing you can do because your time is valuable.
100%.
But at the same time, if you can give, man, and keep giving. Because the more you give, the more you get back. And you're not wealthy until you can give money.
Absolutely.
I think just do it out of the goodness out of your heart as well, not expecting anything in return.
Yeah, 100%.
That's all I think.
September 25th, Bella Vista Hotel.
We're doing it, Joey?
Hit us up in the comment section, either in the comment section or a DM. We'll get the details out.
We'll be there.
Tickets can be bought through us. We'll definitely be there. And it should be a great night. And let's, again, not forget it is about the kids. Because these kids, they need us. And sorry, my daughters aren't boxers. I don't care. Whether it's Ali's kids, whether it's your kids, whether it's the kids that I coach that I don't have a blood relation to in that team. Mate, let's do it for the kids, whether you know or don't know.
100%.
Beautiful.
Ali, mate.
Quite a yarn.
I told you, look, this is actually our longest episode.
How long is it? No, don't be sorry, bro.
Don't be sorry. It was good. But I told you, it goes like that.
I've got a strategy for you, though.
It goes like that.
Every guest, you want to, like, sometimes it just goes, like, this was fluent and amazing. You don't tell people there's going to be a part 2. Just if they up hour for the first episode and play the part 2 as a second episode.
So you're wearing the same clothes, they're going to know.
Doesn't matter.
We've already mentioned that. Nah, bro. Because what do you mean? Bro, I'm spending $200 an episode on my drip.
Yeah.
We can't claim that back.
You know what I mean?
There's like, give 180 of that to the kids and buy a $20 t-shirt.
You know what?
Put you in a good spot in Punchbowl at the Boulevard. They got some good replicas. $25 a t-shirt.
In the Boulevard?
Inside the shopping centre.
Nah, I'm talking like not a singlet. I'm talking my whole trip.
Show you the t-shirt I'm wearing after. Don't worry.
All right,
I got shorts and everything.
Easy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 23. Yes. Once again, guys, a big shout out to Mic'd Up, our partners. Absolutely love you guys. Billy, another one.
In the bank, bro. Just want to let our guys know, our followers know that and our family. Please do like and subscribe to all our content.
Yes.
Follow the Instagram page at the Billy J Podcast. Click the like button. Also, click the little bell on the YouTube channel to make sure you get our push notifications. Let's get that alert. And guys, the more, the merrier, the better guest, the bigger guest. Everyone's a good guest, but the more we can keep this show on the road if you guys do that. So it'll be much appreciated, Joseph.
Absolutely. Ali Kourouhe, thank you so much for being our number 23.
Thanks, boys.
It's a great number.
Go.
Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Joe.
And I'm Billy.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one.
Take care.